844-346-1800.
Entonces, en total, ¿cuánto dirías que perdiste en la estafa?
Más de $1 millón. Trabajé duro toda mi vida y quería a alguien con quien compartirlo. Pensé que él realmente me amaba, pero me engañó.
Cada año, los estadounidenses mayores pierden cientos de millones de dólares en estafas románticas como esta. Estamos trabajando arduamente para detener estas estafas antes de que comiencen. Soy William Tong, abogado general de Connecticut, junto con AARP.
Visite aarp.org/Fraud Watch Network.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by LendSeek.
If you're not into dry January, why not pursue a no-spend January instead?
A great way to get the year started.
Shane Gornick of Forefront Financial Planning says both January challenges allow you to reset after the fun and frivolity of the holidays. Plus, it can get you into the habit of setting a budget.
Having a no-spend January is great at kind of figuring out what your baseline is.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When it comes to painting your home, do not do it yourself. Call the pros at CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business independently owned and operated, and they provide worry-free, excellent work. They are so clean, and it's all at the right price. I mean, with over 70,000 five-star reviews, the proof is in their painting. And it's so easy to schedule your free estimate for painting the outside or inside of your home or business. Just go online to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What you doing? It's Monday. And nobody is happier than me, not a one of you. Let's get it poppin'. Scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and of course you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I am hyped and ready to go. I have been for days now. I have been ready to go. Fired up, ready to go, as Obama used to say back in the fired up, ready to go, fired up. Yes, I am fired up and been amped since Friday. You can't keep me down. Sitting in the house with the wife in that tiny apartment. All I want to do is break out. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. I know some people say, it's like, oh, I've got the Mondays. Don't have them around me. I don't want to hear anything about the Mondays. Mondays is getting back to work, getting in the flow of things. I know we don't like the layabout. Well, not me. I know that some of you enjoy the layabout. You got to be motivated. I'm not a layabout person. I get the people who are. I'm not criticizing you. I get it. I work hard, Reese. Yes, we know. We know. Before I get into my opening monologue, I want to say something that a lot of you will hear today, and it sucks because a lot of people won't, because they're in the office. And this is always the reason why you got to go back and listen to the program, because these jewels, as I drop, should not be missed. This is important. And for those of you who are listening, I hope you get this and take this and use it on your journey when it comes to whatever you're talking about, especially politics, but whatever you're talking about. I want you to consider something. When you begin a sentence with, and I did this, when you are then being contrarian, stop that. You don't need to do it. There's this guy, Carlos, that I know in Boston. He used to listen to me back in the day. Still follows me, he's a big follower, but he is unhappy with my position on the Renee Good issue. He is a Trump supporter. He voted for Donald Trump, but he's not happy with ICE. He's not happy with what ICE has been doing, and he definitely has picked the side of those who believe that Renee Nicole Good was murdered, even though he is a Trump supporter, or he voted for Trump. And he does this thing with the prefacing of, and I voted for Trump, but this, that. Okay, let me make this clear to everybody. That is just as offensive and unnecessary as saying, and I've got Polish friends. It's unnecessary. Dude, I don't care if you voted for Trump. If you don't agree with what Trump's doing, and if you don't agree with what ICE is doing, that's okay. Which brings me to my second point. You are not obligated to have a point of view that suits my needs. That's for the left. But you cannot live your life by having to preface, you don't agree. I don't care that you disagree with ICE. No one cares that you disagree with ICE. That is your personal decision, and you will make your choices as far as who you elect based upon those. Having to tell me what you don't like suggests that you have some form of relevance in the discussion. It is only relevant to you. I do not think that Renee Nicole Good should have been shot 3 times and died. However, the circumstances are what they are because of choices. We'll get into that in a second. But please, for the rest of you, your choices in life are yours. Having to explain them or to make a proclamation of them is not necessary. It's navel gazing. It's out there saying, it's like, well, comment on anything you want to, but when you start saying, I can't get along, okay. Do you want me to have a discussion with you about how I should change your mind? I am fine with whatever you choose. Folks, you may miss that. I know where we are in the world today. But now it is like, it is incumbent upon people to say, I disagree with this. And I have to tell them, I don't care. Here are the facts, Reese. Actually, they're not. But you know what? I have no interest in debating you about them. She clearly was driving away from him. Doesn't matter now, does it? You're having an argument about something you cannot control, so I don't argue with you. Renee Good is dead. End of story. If you want to have a debate with me because you want to argue with someone about this, it doesn't matter because the facts are in evidence. You can't dispute them. You can have this back and forth with everyone else, but I know what that's about too. It's your incessant need to engage with people who disagree with you and to tell everybody how right you are. Oh, and let's not forget how moral you are. Let me tell you again. So what? I don't care. I'm only dealing with the facts. Now, to my opening monologue. Where were all of you who hated Charlie Kirk on the murder of Charlie Kirk? Where were you? It was only 3-4 months ago. It is fresh in our minds, and many of us have long memories. I know I do. It was your humble correspondent who said on this program one simple thing. What did Charlie Kirk deserve? Because all anybody could tell me was he didn't deserve to die, but... And then they went on to this, that, and whatever. Okay, fine. If he didn't deserve to die, if that is how you wish to start your conversation off, if that is the premise, he didn't deserve to die, it only begs one question. What did he deserve? And you couldn't answer. None of you could. You were scared to death of that question because you didn't know. And some of you were even bold enough to say he deserved to be deplatformed or silenced even. That he didn't deserve the right to speak, which, again, is sometimes a fate worse than death. But he died nonetheless. He was murdered. We know that for a fact because the person who was on that rooftop who shot that weapon was not an ICE agent. We know that the person who was on that perch on the roof was a radical fundamentalist for trans rights. You know it, and I know it. Why? Because the person put those things on the bullet casings. We are well aware of whom this individual is. But what did you do? Those on the left, those who hated Charlie Kirk, those who hate Trump, those who hate anything associated with Trump, what did you do after his murder? Well, we made a list. And it's extensive. Let's go with the most horrifying. You wore Halloween costumes, dressing up as Charlie Kirk, wearing white Freedom t-shirts with blue letters with red paint on the neck. That's what you did. That's what you did. Many of you showed up at vigils for him and kicked over candles and made gun references to the neck during those vigils. Not protest, I might add. Not protest. During vigils in remembrance of him. Those were some of the most egregious things you did. You also blamed Charlie Kirk for his own death. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. But do you know what he said about this, that, and the third? He was a racist. He was a bigot. He was a homophobe. You lied on his name. All of you did. You know. You came up with every excuse in the book talking about everything he said, forgetting the fact that he had died for his point of view. You were rationalizing his murder by bringing up his comments. And they weren't just comments, ladies and gentlemen. They were dialogues with him and people who disagreed with him. And he shared them publicly for free for every one of you to watch, to hear opposition to him and his own views. He made them clear. The day he was murdered, He was doing things that he had done for years. But guess what Charlie Kirk wasn't doing? He wasn't obstructing anybody's views. He wasn't obstructing anybody's jobs. He wasn't mocking people on camera, calling them things like big boy. He never silenced a soul. He never broke the law in any way whatsoever. And to boot, Charlie Kirk had permission to be where he was. He asked, got permission, and showed up. Oh, and people showed up to see him. For or against, they all showed up to meet, to greet, and to debate Charlie Kirk. Yet, his words were inflammatory. His words were racist and bigoted. And they bear responsibility for his death. Jasmine Crockett stated that Kirk's death resulted in the political violence that resulted because of the words that were coming out of his mouth. Matthew Dowd, shortly after the shooting of Charlie Kirk, said that he was divisive and implied that he had it coming because his hateful words led to hateful actions. Connor Reddy reposted a tweet blaming Kirk for his murder shortly after his death was confirmed. A politician from Canada, he blamed Kirk for his own assassinations with statements that interpreted as justified the violence due to his views. So as everyone was making a rationalization about Charlie Kirk's statement saying that he was responsible for making that young man get up on the rooftop to shoot him dead from yards away with one fatal shot, that Renee Nicole Good bared no responsibility for her own death. You folks sat up here and said, but he didn't get hit, until you saw he did. They were not protesting ICE until you found out they were. What was she doing there? You said that she was just trying to make a three-point turn, Mayor Jacob Frey said over the weekend. Our own Governor Lamont said that she had stuffed animals in the passenger seat as she was shot and killed. Sorry, Lamont, the wife was sitting there. There were no stuffed animals. You have come up with every excuse in the world to not hold Renee Nicole Good responsible for her own actions. No one asked her to be there. She was not invited. She was not engaged in debate with ICE officers. She was impeding their lawful actions. Yet no one, and I have heard no one, even blame her for taking her own life and putting it in the hands of a dangerous situation. Folks, they had been telling us for months that the ICE officers are the Gestapo. But what the hell did this Gestapo actually do? They were aiding and abetting in killing people. That's what the Gestapo did. That's what everyone was telling people that these agents were. Yet civilians with no training, none whatsoever, in how to deal with federal officers with guns were throwing their bodies at them. And not one person thought, after everything you told us about Charlie Kirk, to hold Renee Nicole Good responsible for her own actions. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. But like we like to say here on Reese on the Radio, Pepperidge Farms remembers. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Brian Shackman here for QC Kinetics. Listen, all of those New Year's resolutions are coming from you at all sides. But when it comes to joint pain, if you're suffering, you can do something about it right now. And at QC Kinetics, they have a free consultation. You go in there, you talk to them. If it's right for you, great. At the minimum, you learn something about your body. And whether it's hips, shoulders, back, whatever it is, if it hurts, they can help you. It's non-invasive. There's no surgery. There's no drugs. You can skip that 3 to 6 months of recovery. Give QC Kinetics a call. And again, they're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury, so chances are they're really close to you. So stop doing nothing. Start doing something with QC Kinetics and get moving without pain. And it's a new phone number, so grab your pencil so you can set up that free consultation at 860-850-2682. Again, 860-850-2682. Again, QC Kinetics, they're in Avon, Glastonbury, and New Haven. If you have joint pain, you want to do something about it, set up that free consultation at 860-850-2682.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text RULE to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text RULE to 215-215. That's RULE to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. President Trump says Iran wants to negotiate with the U.S. after his threat to strike the country over its crackdown on protesters. Latest death toll is around 600. A person is in the hospital following a shooting Sunday in Bristol. Police were dispatched to an area of Main Street. They interviewed a victim at an area hospital being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Pushback from the Fed. Chair Jerome Powell responded on Sunday to attacks from President Trump, saying he is being subpoenaed and faces possible indictment because of the central bank's interest rate actions. Hundreds of additional federal agents are headed to the Twin Cities, this on the heels of the shooting death of a woman last week by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. And the Patriots are awaiting their next opponent in the NFL playoffs. Pats beat the Chargers last night 16-3. They will face the winner of tonight's Steelers-Texans match. WTIC News time is 2:31. Here's Bob with the forecast.
Dry weather continues this afternoon. Sunshine mixed with a few clouds. The high approaching 40 degrees. And a clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. Lows mostly between 25 and 30. It'll be mostly sunny again Tuesday. Highs in the low to maybe mid-40s. And then mostly cloudy Tuesday night with the chance for a shower or two. Maybe a touch of light rain here and there. Even some wet snowflakes possible in some of the hills. But any precipitation looks light and rather scattered. Lows in the 30s. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy. Chance for a couple of showers. Highs 45 45 to 50. Thursday looks mostly cloudy with a few showers or a little bit of light rain around, maybe some wet snowflakes or snow showers in some of the hills, highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Modest gains so far on Wall Street. The Dow and the S&P are up 13 points. The NASDAQ is up 125. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
We got plenty of stuff to get into today. Thank you for all the comments in the chat room. We'll get to those in a second about the opening monologue. That thing about, having to tell people, I think it's the, we know, man. And I voted for Trump. It's like, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. We don't hold, no one should hold anybody to this criteria. That's a thing on the left. Right, when you're talking to people on the right or conservatives for that matter, if we ask you what your opinion is, just give your opinion. But having to point out, I was like, and I voted for him 3 times, it's like, that's as if to say you are more rational than the other. And I thought about this. I'm a real supporter of the guy. Yeah, we don't expect you to be like 100% on board. There are going to be some things that you have some issues with. Fine. I'm talking to plenty of people today who are constantly reminding me of like what this looks like and what that looks like. It's as if they're trying to convince me. And don't do that to yourself. I am no, Trump whisperer. Although it could be said that I am. But I'm not. I don't. See, I almost feel like I'm sort of I'm throwing cold water on something that's important. So let me clarify, because if you don't know this, then there could be mixed messages. So let me start here. I do not have an emotional connection to the things that happen in our world. I cannot, because it makes it difficult to navigate through them. I cannot look at these issues in a meaningful way if I attribute my own feelings to them. Even if they make me uncomfortable. If something makes me uncomfortable, I go, ugh. And then I react to what's important. I get that out of the way. I have a simple job to do. In many ways, I have to behave like an AI robot. I've got to go, yes, I am not in favor of this. But let me explain to you what all this means and what this is about. Sometimes I hear people say off-color stuff, and I go, whoa. But then I go, but you know what? I get why you said it, or I get why you feel that way, or why you're coming from that particular angle, because I'm trying to reason with people's point of view. I don't have to like them. I don't have to agree with them. I don't. In order for me to convey what's happening in the world, I got to do it from that angle. Listen, I respect every one of the people who do this. No matter who you are, rivals, jughead, complete moron, or the most astute people in the business. But as soon as I hear these guys start talking about how they feel, I shut it off. Because, look, I'm not on the E! Network. This show isn't about feelings. You could go to the therapy channel for that. NPR exists to talk about how things make you feel. And so does your therapist. You want someone to go through these items to give you a perspective that you may not have thought about, or you were thinking about, and trying to see what others are thinking. You're sort of bouncing things, or better yet, you're looking for a place where you can think. That's where this is. So I get emotions out of it so that I can think. and I see the Nicole Good situation, and never once did I go, damn. I wasn't a robot about it. I just understood what was going on. I looked at the evidence. I looked at it over and over again, and you can hear it in the people who are disputing this with you, screaming and yelling and hollering about it. But it was this. You would think they were married to the woman. And then when you point out the hypocrisy that they had just 3-4 months ago with Charlie Kirk, they shut down. They shut up immediately. Responsibility means everything. If I may, give me a second. I want to play this for you. And this is exactly why emotions are something you need to tamp down. This is Abby Phillips on January 6th, a day before Renee Nicole Good is shot and killed. Okay? Abby Phillips. Now, try to listen through all of this shouting over each other, but Abby Phillips is the host on the CNN evening show talking about Ashley Babbitt and the events that took place on that day 5 years ago. The important question was, did she deserve to die? And this is Abby Phillips' response.
If you are breaking in to a secure space, the United States Capitol,
and the Secret
that is
tells you
being
to stop.
That is being
You think that woman deserved to die?
Police,
You think that woman deserved to die?
Tell you to stop, and you continue to do it. They have a right to use force in that law.
Now, you heard that, right? If they tell you to stop and you refuse to do it, they have the right. Now, you see my point? Now, if you'd have watched CNN today, they've ignored they've ever said it. You know that. It is 100% ignored. That's why I said this is an emotional thing. It is tribalism at best. Nonsense at worst. Oh, Leroy, I was going to grab Leroy. Leroy, get back on that phone. You are definitely who I want to talk to. Leroy catches bullets with his teeth, and he lives in the hood. Leroy, get back on that phone. Anyway, we love Leroy. But there's an important distinction here. Right? Why would they just days before or a day before Renee Good gets killed, they have a completely different stance about it? They know it's tribalism. They know it's about us versus them. They know it's a conservative, shoot them in the face. Liberal, protect them at all costs. Let's talk about her kids that she doesn't have custody of. Let's talk about the babies. Here's something I want to bring up. Do you remember when I said last week that it was odd that this loving lesbian wife who meant no harm to anyone, Christian, good-natured, I don't know what, charitable woman with 3 children, one she had just dropped off to school, why she would ever run from police, try to get away from them as they tried to apprehend her, told her to get out of the car. Why would they do it? And then we saw the cell phone video from the shooting officer, and we found out exactly why. It was the wife. Drive, baby, drive! To then see her crying on someone's stoop. It's my fault she was here. It's my fault. With everything that we know, here's one thing that you have not seen, ladies and gentlemen, and I found it odd too. Where is the wife's video of all of this? Why haven't we seen the wife's cell phone video of all of this? They were documenting the entire thing. Perhaps we might hear something on that video that puts them in a different light. I demand to see a copy of it. Shouldn't you? I mean, especially if you believe everything it is you're telling us, that these were good-natured lesbians who were just out for a stroll trying to protect illegals who needed to stay in the country. Hello, Leroy. Leroy.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, boss man? Thanks for calling back. Now, I would love to hear your take about all of this because I know you usually disagree with me, but I know I'm spot on today. Leroy?
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah, something's happening. There's a little volume issue going on in the background. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get off the speaker.
Okay, you got it.
What are we going to do? What are we doing?
No, I think he's trying. I think he's. Let me get back to you for a second. I don't want you to get yourself in trouble there. Hold on. We'll get to Leroy in a second. But my point still remains. Look, we should get all the evidence, right? We should have everything. And we know that the wife there, Becca, was filming the whole thing. Go in there and get yourself some lunch there, big boy. I'm sure they recorded everything. I'm sure they recorded themselves that they were driving by and holding up police or holding up the ICE agents. Probably laughing, giggling, having a whole grand old time. Probably showed Renee hooting and hollering too. Yeah, we're doing stuff. We're helping our neighbors who deserve to stay. I'm sure we'll see all of that. Release the tape. I wonder if anybody will ask that. I wonder if they will. There you go. Leroy, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
What you got, buddy?
All right. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm assuming you
Happy
agree
New
with me.
Year,
Happy New Year to you. I'm assuming you agree with me.
No, Reese, I don't think nobody should be killed.
Did I say that? I said she did not deserve to die.
I understand that, but he shot her, and nobody got hit by the car.
Yeah, well,
So
no, Frank,
he didn't-
hold on.
The
That's
guy was holding
emphatically
on to the
untrue.
door. No, hold on. The guy was holding on to the door. That's the only person that was touched by that car. He tried to hold on to the door.
Okay.
The people that was in front of her, none of those people got hurt.
Leroy.
So he didn't have to shoot. He didn't have to shoot, man. That's all I'm saying.
Leroy, hold on. Okay, we know that that's not true, but can you answer my only question that I asked?
Sure. What is it?
Does she bear any responsibility for being there?
Yes, she does. I mean, she lived in that town. Look here, she lived there, and she can be anywhere she wanted in that town.
Should she?
lives
Okay,
there.
of course she can.
All right,
She could be
and
anywhere. Hold
what
on.
they were doing.
Leroy, you're going
Can I
ahead of
finish?
it. You were going ahead of No, because you're getting ahead of it. Does she deserve to be in that town? Yes. Does she have a legal right to impede federal officers?
No.
When
an officer tells you something, you should do what they tell you.
Instead,
if
she
they're not
did.
telling you nothing wrong.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Stand by. Wait. Stand by, because I gotta take a hard break here. I'm gonna give you a chance to go a step further. I don't want to debate hardcore with you on this. I just want to ask you simple questions about what I brought up, because if we go off in the weeds, then we're missing the point. But I'll give you an opportunity to do both. Okay? Just stand by for me.
Okay.
You got it. All right, we'll get back to Leroy. We'll also see if we can get Frank and Bristol on the line as well. So stand by. More news, more views, and phone calls when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
When winter weather hits, you can depend on WTIC and News Talk 1080 to get you through every storm. With weather, Bob Cox and the WTIC Weather Center working around the clock to give you the latest, most accurate winter weather forecast. With traffic, Mark Christopher and the WTIC traffic team will get you around the tie-ups. With news, the WTIC news team will have all the important news updates related to every storm. So when winter weather hits, and it will because it's winter and it's Connecticut, trust WTIC News Talk 1080 for the winter information you need without the hype.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, before we go back to Leroy, I want to make this abundantly clear because we don't want to rehash this, but Leroy may not be aware of the fact that we have verifiable evidence that the officer was struck by the car. He may not be aware of that. But Leroy, just to let you know, that fact is not in dispute anymore. It is irrefutable. He was hit by the car because of his camera phone that circled the car, and then we've seen another angle that clearly shows that he was struck by the vehicle. She did turn the wheels, but he was struck by the vehicle, so it's not a dispute anymore. So to rehash it is unnecessary. So listen to me very closely. My point about all of this is she has a right to live in that town. She left Canada after she went to Canada because of Donald Trump's election. She came back. She was part of a group that was thwarting ICE as getting people out of the town. She was warned several times to leave and to stop. They chose not to. She was impeding federal agents, which led to her death. So, Leroy, let me ask you. Are you there, Leroy?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. With that information that she was there, she bears how much of the responsibility for the events that took place?
I would say all of it, because when he told her to stop and get out the car, she should have stopped and got out the car. If she was black, she would have knew to stop and get out the car.
So, okay, now are you of the ilk, because there's a lot of people who were saying that, is that because she is a white liberal woman, she thought she didn't have to obey the rules. Now, I'm not saying that, but are you saying that?
No, sir. I'm just saying that if she was me, knowing what I know about the authorities, she should have stopped and got out the car.
Well,
and
okay,
then, I don't know. She was on some kind of vendetta, because when her friend tried to get back in the car, she didn't let her friend back in the car because her friend was out videoing something.
Right. Her wife was outside her car.
She tried to get back into the car. She just took off. So,
well, she screams drive. She screams at her drive, baby, drive, and that's what she does. But you make an interesting point about this, because I know you've heard politicians like right here, John Larson, say after the Optimal Car Wash raid that the ICE agents were behaving like the SS or the Gestapo. So if you're making those references, you are in essence saying that ICE agents are deathly dangerous to regular citizens. So why would you even encounter them and put your life in danger with people who are, in their view, more than likely going to take your life?
Well, I guess her skin thought she was privileged to that. I don't know, but I know better.
I know you do. I know I do. What do you think about my comments about the way they said that Charlie Kirk was responsible through his own rhetoric for his own death versus not
He
doing
didn't,
this.
he didn't deserve to die either. I mean, it's supposed to be free speech.
Mm-hmm.
If what I'm saying, if you were solid on what you believe, then what he's saying should have no meaning to you or shouldn't bother you.
That's a good point. That's right. If you are confident on what you believe, whatever Charlie Kirk has to say has no bearing. If it don't apply, let it fly, as we say.
You know what I did? I had never heard of Charlie Kirk until he died. But when they killed him and I listened to your show, I went and dug up some of his speeches and at schools and things. And to be honest, the things, I didn't hear him say nothing racist. I mean, talking about people that bettering themselves and things like that. I thought that was good. So,
Leroy, you know what you know what you just proved? Do you know what you just proved? You know what you just proved? And exactly. All you have to do is investigate the thing that people are talking about, and then when you do, there is no ignorance, if you will. There's no contempt prior to investigation implied. You know what it is that everyone's talking about, and then you see it and you go, what was the big deal?
Right. He was talking about the black lady or some black kids or something. I heard him make some things about that, and I didn't find nothing wrong with it. It was uplifting, to be honest about it. If he really means what he says from his heart, it was good.
That's all I needed to know. Leroy, you know what? Thank you for listening to this show, and thank you for calling in when you do. I know you don't all the time.
Give me some bagels, man.
Hey, listen, why don't you come and hang out with us this Friday? We're going to be in Vernon.
Where are you going to be?
We're going to be at the between rounds on Hartford Turnpike, right in Vernon.
Right. My car is broke down, but I'm going to see if I can make it.
Get a ride, Leroy. Hell, you know what? If we work it out, we may even get you a ride. But come, where do you stay at?
Hey, I live in Hartford. Find me a mechanic. I can't find a good mechanic.
You know what? Stay on the line. Give me a second. I'm going to put you on the line real quick. We're going to see if we can get a mechanic. Hold on. I will get Leroy a mechanic if we have to. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. That Charlie Kirk thing happens all the time. Killing Charlie Kirk only made his voice louder. It did. Only made his voice louder. It's incredible. As you heard it right there, I didn't even know who he was until after he died. What's his name? Kevin Meggett, one of my good friends, now almost 30 years, said the same thing. I didn't even know who this guy was. And then when he died, I started listening to him. He wasn't even that bad. Incredible. Anyway, we got to take a break. We got top of the news coming up, plus your phone calls. We got headlines coming up, and of course, the stupidest thing I read today in a little bit. So stay on the line. If you're on the line, we'll get to you, and we'll get to that as well. Anyway, here's top of the hour news. John Silver's back. He's in the WTIC newsroom.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
3 o'clock, 41 degrees in Hartford. We'll have the partial sunshine today. We'll keep highs right where they are in the low 40s. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says subpoenas that signal a Justice Department investigation are designed to get him to follow President Trump's orders to lower interest rates. Stacey Lynn reports.
Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren says President Trump thinks
he gets to use the power of government to silence, extort, bankrupt, or even prosecute anyone who criticizes him.
In a statement, Republican Senator Tom Tillis said the investigation reinforces his concerns that the administration is trying to undermine the Federal Reserve's independence. And because of that, he'll block any Trump Fed nominee. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
New Haven Board of Education is expected tonight to approve a new 3-year deal for city teachers. The union approved the deal last week, avoiding arbitration. New Haven Federation of Teachers President Lisa Blatto thanks her members for their work during a difficult negotiation and says there's more to achieve.
We are committed to the work outside of the negotiations process, to lower class size, to improve our facilities, to achieve manageable caseloads for our special education teachers and related service providers. To finally fully fund and fully staff our schools.
Contract includes a 13.5% raise over 3 years. Mayor Justin Elliker renewed his call for the state to reset its school funding formula. He says New Haven teachers go above and beyond with limited resources. Additional funding is coming by way of the state to hire more call center staff for the 211 info line managed by the United Way of Connecticut. Officials say they have seen a marked increase in the call volume in recent months and in the last several years in particular. Tanya Barrett is the Senior VP of the United Way of Connecticut's 211 division.
We've seen a 300% increase over calls from 2019 on, and that's because there's just a growing demand for the services.
The line offers those who need it information on housing, food, and other services. Governor Lamont also says $6.8 million is pegged to prevent homelessness and response. Future of Affordable Care Act subsidies is in the air after the House voted for a 3-year extension last week. Correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns.
Those subsidies have already expired. Premiums have already risen for those on the exchanges and, quite frankly, around the healthcare system. But there is a group of bipartisan senators working with House members to come up with something that could pass both chambers, and that's the key here.
The Senate has yet to schedule its vote. A suspect is in custody in connection with a fire that badly damaged the only synagogue, Temple Beth Israel, in Jackson, Mississippi.
The fire department told CBS News it is partnering with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the FBI, which is investigating the possibility of a hate crime.
It's correspondent Jason Allen. And the Bristol Fire Department is mourning the death of one of its own. The department says fire equipment technician Jason J. Kelly died unexpectedly over the weekend. Kelly had been with the department since 2004, was a former captain in the Rocky Hill Fire Department. Kelly was regarded for his expertise, counsel, and advice regarding fire apparatus and equipment. There's no word yet on arrangements. WTIC News time is 3:04. Checking traffic. We've got a problem down in Milford. This is on 95 southbound. We've got backups between exits 36 and 33. Center lane is blocked there due to a crash involving a tractor trailer. Delays Windsor. Southbound 91 between exits 35A and 32. Roadwork continues westbound 84 in East Hartford until 4. This is between exits 58 and 50 in the right lane. And on 291 in Windsor, we've got some leftover road work there as well on the eastbound side in the area of exit 2. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Partly cloudy the rest of today and breezy at times with the high in the low and mid-40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon at high 43. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain late at night. We'll stay above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness Wednesday with intermittent rain at a high once again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with a little snow and rain at times. There is potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon and at night, depending upon the track of a coastal storm. Thursday's high 38 and a lot colder Thursday night with the low of 17. Breezy and cold on Friday, turning out partly sunny with a high of 29, feeling colder with the wind. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 20. Not as cold as we start the weekend Saturday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the afternoon high up to 39 and well into the 30s again on Sunday. More clouds than sun. Sunday's high reaching 36. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's up 64 points. NASDAQ's ahead 117 and the S&P is up 17. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com.
Yo, you be illin'.
Between pets and kids, my happy place has scuffs and dings. CertaPro painters came in and saved the day. They can level up your curb appeal on the outside of your home and get those hard-to-reach places on the inside, too. My team also made sure my cats didn't get out and they left my place spotless. Each CertaPro painter's business, independently owned and operated. Protect your home investment with quality painting from CertaPro painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
I'm Ultima Morgan of
Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
What's up, world? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, chicken farmer, and now host of Free Range. This is a show where I go off the field and off the script. We're talking what's hot in music, film, trending news, and everything blowing up your feed. If you love football, you'll feel at home. But if you're here for the vibes, the internet deep dives, the conversation, this is your podcast. Join me every Wednesday. Follow and listen to Free Range with me, Von Miller, everywhere you get your podcast.
UConn's Silas Demery Jr. and Braylon Mullins know winning takes trust, hustle, and the right team.
I work both ends of the court. That's the only way to win.
And when the pressure's on, I trust my team on the court and in life.
That's why they trust BPS lawyers, handling personal injury, family law, and more.
I'm Nick Payne-Darris. At BPS Lawyers, we're one full-service firm. All your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
We'll get to headlines in a quick second, but stand by. Let's get to Frank in Bristol. How are you, Frank?
I'm doing quite well, Reese. How are you today, sir?
I'm all right. What you got for me?
Good. 3 things. I'll try to make them quick.
Yes, sir.
First, the lady that was killed,
yes,
she created the scenario. It's unfortunate that she got killed. It had nothing to do with her gender. It had nothing to do with her, quote, color code. It has something to do, or everything to do with the fact that she tried to hit the guy that was in the front. She sped up. You could see the wheels. They were accelerated. Yes, she did turn right. The only reason she turned right was because that's a natural reaction to turn the wheels one way or the other. The guy was standing in front of her. She should have just waited or got out the car. Unfortunately, and I always say some people are trigger happy, but she created the scenario to where she was killed. And many people in that situation also would have been killed, knowing that that officer in the front was trying to say, stay here. The officer on the side was saying, get out. Okay? She decided to press the gas and get out of there while this guy was standing in the front of the car.
Right.
She should have waited. So he had no other choice.
There are two actions here, Frank. There are two actions here in all of this, because we cannot negate, we cannot ignore that the vehicle was put in reverse and moved backwards first, and there were no shots fired.
Right.
So there's a very, very good point that no one appears to be making, because they are trying to suggest that the movement of the car alone should have never warranted her being shot at. But I would then argue the vehicle goes backwards and the officer doesn't get trigger happy. It's when the vehicle the vehicle makes contact with him and then shots are fired. He has got plenty of time. If he was trigger happy and had, I guess, the agency or the wherewithal to shoot to kill, or wanted to, even had the bloodlust, to shoot and kill. It would have happened when the vehicle had gone backwards or moved at all.
You're right. You're right. I just used the word trigger happy.
Yeah.
The second thing, Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
People need to look at, in context, the whole speech, his whole speech. When it comes to, because you know my feeling on the color code.
Yes.
When it comes to the context of black, there was never anything negative that he said about the people. He was saying things to get the people out of the mentality of this blackness to where you think you're entitled, or you feel that people owe you something, or everybody is against me, or I have to, the affirmative action, you're taking away my affirmative action. All of that should be taken away. DEI should be taken away because all of it is against the American people as far as unity and as far as equality is concerned.
It robs individuals of their agency, their ability to adapt, to learn, and to advance.
Absolutely, and I understand that those that are color-coded black, this black system has to catch up. But but people are going to have to catch up by understanding that nothing now is holding me back.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
but if you get held back, then you're going to get sued. Companies, everybody's going to get sued if you try to hold me back using the title black. Okay?
It's a great point.
My third thing
sir.
is I'm disappointed in you.
Me?
Very disappointed in you. Yes, because you keep calling that lady a wife.
No, my apologies, Frank, only for this reason. I know exactly what standard you hold me to. So to you, I apologize, but I do have to defend myself on this level, okay? I have got to, because I am, I'll just say this. Because these terms are used in the conversation, I'm using them in the conversation. What I hold dear to myself as individual, like I don't see her as a person who does this, that, and the third because of her whiteness or because of her gender. However, she would make that argument before I would. So with that argument, I'm only pointing out its hypocrisy and why it doesn't matter. Because again, nothing about what her gender is or what her color is has anything to do with her agency, her mentality. She is using those things as an excuse to behave in the way that she does, as is with any group of people. So you are 100% right. I get that you're upset with me because I keep using their terms. But as I always say, if they set the table, I got to eat from it.
Right. Well, and sometimes you have to say the lady that stays with her, the lady that lived with her.
Yes,
we can get around the
right. She's a lesbian. Yes, I get it. I get it. I get it. And I appreciate. I get what you're saying. Is like if I play a role in it, I'm only sort of exacerbating the issue because I'm kind of playing along with it. But a little bit of it is tongue-in-cheek. But I totally get you, Frank. I love it when you call, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, Reese.
Thank you, man. You too. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. And I appreciate every one of you guys who always hold me to account. Speaking of which, Fred in Middletown, if anybody knows where he is or how he's doing or whether or not he's just doesn't like the show anymore, let me know. I would love to hear from him or at least find out how he's doing because I haven't heard from him in a while. And he is one of my favorite. He is the poet laureate of Reese on the Radio. I haven't heard from him in a bit. Now they get to news real quick. West Hartford police arrested a man and a woman following a physical altercation inside the local Chipotle restaurant that was captured on video and went viral on social media. You guys remember that video? It was insane. The incident involved an attack on restaurant workers, disrupting operations and raising safety concerns for employees in a fast food setting. Authorities responded quickly to the footage, charging the individuals involved and highlighting how public videos can accelerate investigations. The fight has sparked community discussions on interpersonal conflicts in public spaces and the role of surveillance in maintaining order. Police emphasize the importance of public safety in everyday venues. While the case may lead to broader conversations about conflict resolutions and employee protections in Connecticut's service industry. No further details or injuries were released, but the arrest underscored the ongoing efforts to address disruptive behavior in local businesses. A resident from Tallinn won a $4 million prize from a Connecticut lottery scratch-off game purchased at a gas station, making a significant windfall with the lucky player. The win came as a surprise after the individual opted for a different location than usual, highlighting the unpredictable nature of lottery games. Lottery officials confirmed the prize, which adds to recent big wins in the state and generates excitement among players. The jackpot could have life-changing implications for the winner, potentially impacting for personal finances and local spending. Proceeds from the lottery support various state programs, including education and public services, amplifying the broader benefits of such games. The story serves as an inspiring reminder of the accessibility of large prizes in Connecticut's lottery system, encouraging responsible play among residents. And as I always like to say to people when they come into some big dollars, can I hold $5? That's what I always say. Can I hold $5? A former teacher from Stratford, James O'Neill, has been arrested for a third time on charges related to vehicle theft, raising concerns about repeat offenses in Fairfield County. The latest incident adds to his prior legal troubles, with authorities detaining him as investigations continue. This case has drawn attention due to the individual background in education, prompting community reactions. The arrests highlight challenges in addressing habitual criminal behavior, and the impact on public trust in school staff. Local police are scrutinizing preventive measures, while the judicial system faces questions on handling recidivism. The story may spark discussions on enhanced background checks and support for at-risk individuals in Connecticut's educational and community sectors. Now for the stupidest thing I read today. A 102-unit affordable housing apartment building in the Bronx, Morris Heights neighborhood, recently highlighted by New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, is an example of successful nonprofit managed housing. Well, that location now has 194 open housing code violations. The building at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, which is actually right down the road from where hip-hop began, Sedgwick and Cedar, also referenced in connection with the Sedgwick Avenue project, was visited by Zohran Mamdani just on January 4th of this year, just days into his term. During the event, he introduced the newly appointed Housing Preservation and Development Commissioner, Dina Levy, praising her background in nonprofit affordable housing. Mamdani described the site as a model of effective management, noting that Levy had helped broker its transition from private ownership to nonprofit control in 2011 through a $5.6 million loan to preserve its affordable rental status. But again, it sits on 194 open housing code violations. The violations stem from 2016. 88 of them are classified as Class C, the city's most serious category, deemed immediate hazardous. Immediately hazardous. Common issues reported are, wait for it, rat and roach infestation, mold, broken appliances such as refrigerators and doors, a lack of heat, hot water, outdated windows, non-working kitchen lights, and inadequate building maintenance. They also have no porters or janitors on site. This was deemed by the mayor, the new mayor, as a model of affordable housing in the state. Not to be outdone, we also have, along with this stupidest thing I read today, you be illin'.
You be illin'. You be illin'. Illin'. Who, me? You be illin'. You be illin'.
Check out this story. Yaz Chapman of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, England, was diagnosed at age 4 with pica, a disorder involving eating non-food items. As a kid, she tried things like talcum powder, chalk, and cigarette papers. Now, the mom of 4 eats about 10 sheets of paper daily. She says, quote, I look forward to the postman. Certain papers taste different and have different textures. I'll rip a corner off just to test it. End quote. She drinks a lot of water to avoid constipation. When someone likes chocolate and craves something sweet, they eat it and feel happy. The chemicals are released. She says it's like that. She eats paper. She eats paper in order to thirst her need for non-food items, folks. That's our first installment of
Yo, you be illin'. You be illin'.
Yes, you be illin'. Let me get to the phones. Mike is in Hartford. How are you, Mike?
You always put me in a good mood with these stories. I tell you, the state of Connecticut, they've got more monuments to ineptitude than the whole entire country. I'm telling you, you got the state capitol, you've got the public safety complex in Middletown, and other assorted buildings. It's like they send you these letters, but you can't get in there or talk to anybody that sent the letter. You can't get a response from these people. They freeze you out.
I hear that. You know what? Look, I got to tell you, that is something that I'm experiencing now. Like when I have to tell people, Mike, that I'm Reese with WTIC, and the people respond, "Who?" And I go, "What? What do you mean? You don't know what WTIC is? Like, what's wrong with you?" Yeah,
I got an issue with the state. It should have been taken care of 10 years ago, and they still haven't taken care of it.
What's that?
It's just
it's a personal thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's not real bad. I mean, it should have been taken care of years ago, and they just. I made some calls today, and all they do is pass the buck. I gotta tell you this. I got a big laugh out of your wife Roseanne when I went over there.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time, I met you. I saw Joey, but she said, she looked at me. I shook her hand. I said, "Thank you for your service." And I went to show her a picture of my son who did his 20 years in the Army. He got out in 2016, and she said, he comes out. I don't know where this came from. Do you know that married men over 50 that use flip phones are more likely to cheat on their wives? I'm like, and I said, well, you know, they got steps for everything, so.
That's right. I remember that. I totally remember that.
You got to ask her about that. She's on Friday. I'm going to call her. Tell her to stay tuned.
You got it, boss. Thank you, man.
Okay.
You got it. Yeah, that's right. She did tell him that. Roseanne is a wealth of. I'm so glad that we don't watch Jeopardy anymore. Like, I'm so glad. Like, she stopped watching Jeopardy when Alex Trebek passed away. I stopped watching when Alex Trebek passed away. But I have a strange feeling that if we were together during the Alex Trebek years, we would be so competitive. I wonder what that would be like. Lori says, I recall back in the day, models would eat paper to stave off hunger to maintain their skinny stature. I did not know that. Bushwhacker says, if she eats paper, she should be perfect for working for document destruction company. That's true. But I would imagine the ink would not be good for her, Bushwhacker. I would imagine that would be, maybe if she like put it in water, sort of drained all that stuff off, but then again, you liquefy it, that can't be good. But she waits for the mailman to show up so she can eat the paper. And oh, man. And paper, it's not supposed to be that gross, but it seems like a weird thing. It seems like a weird thing to want to eat. It just does. So, whatever. Anyway, when we come back, two things, very important. One, speaking of what Mike in Hartford was talking about, we went to the protest at City Hall on Saturday. What happened there will blow your mind. Because one of the folks who, I guess the president of the Connecticut chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America, he headlined this thing. And what he did was absolutely unforgivable. And I think we caught it on tape. And I will double check that, but it will blow your mind. I'm going to ask Sam the Man because I know he was filming. It will blow your mind. It was the, how do I put it? It was the protest that wasn't. So we'll break that down. Also, Linda Sinkowitz is back. She's going to tell us about the lawsuit that the federal government has against the state to get the voter rolls and what happened with the courts just recently and William Tong. So we'll get into all that. So stand by. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
I'm Haley Allaire from Allaire Elder Law. To ensure that you stay at your best and are able to continue to safely live in the least restrictive environment possible, hopefully at home, these are things to consider to determine if you need some help. These include memory risks, such as wandering, getting lost in a familiar location, forgetting names of close family or friends, putting items in strange places, leaving the stove on without knowing, the inability to call 911 or leave the home in emergencies, forgetting to pay bills leading to utility shutoff, or the physical indications of difficulty bathing, dressing, toileting, getting out of a chair or bed, and feeding yourself. These are commonly called activities of daily living and are used to determine whether you or a loved one can apply for free care through Medicaid. Medicaid can take months to finish, so don't wait to start. More can be done if we begin before you're in a care crisis. Allaire Elder Law can help. Allaire Elder Law, compassionate counsel and proven results. AllaireElderLaw.com. That's ALLAIRE.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, Hartford temperature 40 degrees. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. One person's in the hospital following a shooting over the weekend in Bristol. Police say they were dispatched to an area of Main Street on Sunday. They interviewed a person at a local hospital being treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. That investigation is ongoing. The city of Bristol mourning the loss of one of its own, fire equipment technician Jason J. Kelly. A statement released by the mayor's office says Kelly died unexpectedly on Saturday. Arrangements have not been announced. President Trump says Iran wants to negotiate with the U.S. after his threat to strike the country over its crackdown on anti-government protesters. Activists say the death toll in the demonstrations has risen to nearly 600. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is pushing back after word over the weekend that the central bank has been served with subpoenas and threatened with an indictment, ostensibly for cost overruns on building renovations. Powell says the administration's response to the Fed's actions on interest rates. Paramount Skydance is taking another step in its hostile takeover bid of Warner Brothers Discovery, saying it'll name its own slate of directors before the next shareholder meeting of the studio. And figure skater Max Naumov, a native of Simsbury, is making the U.S. Olympic team. The figure skating team comes a year after his parents were killed aboard a plane that collided with a helicopter over the Potomac in D.C. WTIC News time is 3:32. Let's check the forecast.
Partly cloudy the rest this afternoon and breezy at times, high 43. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon, high 43. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain in the area late at night, staying above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness on Wednesday with intermittent rain and a high once again of 43. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow Jones up 37 points, NASDAQ's ahead 96, and the S&P's up 12. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish, low energy, if your sleep is off, or if you're hitting the gym but not seeing real progress, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments, combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Consumers should be prepared for sticker shock when shopping for electronics this year. The Financial Times reports that global consumer electronics prices are expected to jump by as much as 20% in 2026 due to increasing demand for memory chips used in artificial intelligence. Dell and Lenovo have warned that consumer electronics will see tighter memory chip supplies as chip makers prioritize demand from AI customers. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
I needed a refresh in my home. I needed to zhuzh up my dull gray walls, and I knew just who to call. Serta Pro Painters. They gave me free estimates, reliable communication, and professional painting, all at the right price. They left my home spotless, and they even helped me pick out a color that I love. I also love each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated. So if your home needs a zhuzh too, schedule your free estimate online today at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Serta Pro Painters.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement. and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
So, of course, I'm getting phone calls behind the scenes. And thank both of you ladies for calling. What was it? Melissa was one, and the other woman was Lisa. Melissa called to let me know that she actually deals with children that she has to watch to make sure that they do not put foreign objects in their mouth, particularly paper. And Lisa was calling to remind me of a show I couldn't think of when I was talking about it called Strange Addictions. I am familiar with it. There was a woman on this, and the only reason why I know this show, I've never watched it, but I remember someone telling me about this show, Strange Addictions, where the woman was obsessed with eating remains from an urn. I'm almost certain of that. I'm almost certain that I have that right. But yes, I do know. But Melissa, who called in and said to let me know that it's a very real condition. I didn't doubt it. I was kind of laughing at it, that it's a little much. It's a little much. And I'll tell you why. Here's the thing, because I'm talking about the adult here, not the children. If children are really dealing with this, I don't mean to mock children. But I want to read what Bushwhacker said here, and this is an important point as it went to the young lady I was discussing in the piece. She can't wait for the mail to arrive so that she can eat it. Bushwhacker makes a very strong point. It's not so much about the ink on it. He says, paper through the mail, imagine the number of machines and hands that it passed through. Yes. So that, to me, is like, can you believe my third wife went through expiration dates? Roseanne goes through ingredients. This woman is eating mail that comes through, just mail that comes through from delivery. Anyway, some things I'll never be able to understand. I won't. I just won't. I won't be able to understand. Coming up, Linda Sinkowitz is going to be here from voter fraud. Fightvoterfraud.org. That's her just coming in right now. Grab a seat. It's always a pleasure to watch her. Her video is actually just dropped about a week ago. We got to make sure that we get that on the website. And we'll talk to her about the court case with the federal government against the state of Connecticut to get the voter rolls, and what the judge has already ruled, well, sort of ruled or gave a proposition to Connecticut and William Tong. We'll talk about that in great detail when she's on in about 20-25 minutes. We'll get to all of that as well. I did want to talk a little bit about this, goodness gracious, and now that I'm off track, I've gone somewhere completely off. I wasn't talking about that. I got in touch with, I was thinking about this David Bowie thing, but that's another thing. But I had something that I wanted to get into. Oh, I got to make sure that I get a mechanic for Leroy. So make sure that if you're a mechanic out there and you want to help Leroy in Hartford, let me know. He's got a 2010 Chevy Equinox that he needs some help with. So if somebody can help him with that. There was another story in here that I needed to get to, and I know I moved it. I'll talk about it later. But it, of course, has to do with Jerome Powell and the Fed. You people are going to have to figure out what you're arguing about with all of this. We'll talk about that as well later on in the program. We've got a new Substack this week called They Don't Care About You, You Know. And it is about, in essence, what Renee Good was involved in. And that is going around trying to protect folks from ICE agents. But there was one thing that I did want to say with regards to that. Because someone said, Reese, this whole thing is a distraction. Minnesota is making this a big distraction because they know that there's a big problem right now in the country that they're trying to avoid. And using Renee Good's death is perfect for them to distract from the thing that they do not want to put focus on. And I heard that person loud and clear, and they are 100% right. They are. So I've got an idea. When people start talking about Renee Good and the ICE agent who shot her and killed her, I want you to say these words whenever you're addressed with this story. Say, you're just distracting from the Epstein files. That's it. That's what you need to say all day, every day, whenever they bring it up. But that ICE agent's killer, you're just distracting from the Epstein files. That's what everything is, right? Wasn't Venezuela distracting from the Epstein files? Well, now we can say the same thing. Just throw it back at them every time they bring it up. Did you see what happened to ICE agents? Yeah, it's a distraction from the Epstein files. I'm telling you exactly what they're going to be angry at you, but that's okay. Let them be angry. Let them be mad. It's no problem. Keep saying it. You're just distracting from the Epstein files. You're concerned that Bill Clinton's going to be found in them. That's all. Just keep doing it. This is just a distraction, folks. That's what I tell them every day. Jerome Powell is another distraction. We'll get into that in a little bit as well. But I have this audio. I want to play it so bad, but it's going to have to wait. It's just got to wait. It's got to wait. Now, this protest that happened in Hartford, that's what I wanted to remember. Because I told you folks that we were going to be on the ground everywhere. We were going to go to every one of these events. So we went to the protest that happened at the ICE building, and we got exclusive footage of what the mayor is calling a hit and run. We have evidence that proves that it wasn't a hit and run. The person who was in the van not only stopped their vehicle, but they backed up their vehicle after the person fell to the ground. The van was then struck. He was forced to then have to flee the incident because, of course, his life was in danger immediately after the person fell to the ground. We have evidence of that, which we can support. No one has asked us for it. We contacted the governor's office on Saturday. We got a response yesterday that the governor is aware of the video and they have forwarded it to the mayor. We will find out if anyone will respond to that or if they want to give us a call with a new statement. We expect that never. But hopefully somebody will see it and say something. I'm just saying, I'm not expecting anybody, to say anything. However, the evidence proved that it wasn't a hit and run, and we know that. This investigation is bogus. Anybody tells you otherwise is lying to you. That's why I'm on the ground. Now, speaking of which, we go on the ground. We show up at this day protest at the Capitol building in Hartford. We get down there. Sure, there are roughly about 75 people there. They are definitely older people, a couple of middle-aged folks, and maybe a teenager or 20-year-old here and there, splattered around. They have a bullhorn, and they're giving a speech. But there is one young man who I believe is the organizer. His name is Julio. I'm going to be posting footage of him very soon. He was also at the protest at the ICE building a couple of nights before. Roseanne interviewed him. We have him on tape. But at this event, he was there, and he was pretty much the ringleader. And while he was giving the speech, talking about ICE and what ICE is doing, and making the case that ICE is wrong because it murdered Rachel Good. I say again, that ICE agents murdered Rachel Good. He didn't say it once. He said it twice. Her name is Renee. This is a protester shouting down ICE, calling the woman by the wrong name. Twice. His excuse, I might add, when they corrected him in the crowd and said, Renee, after he got it wrong the second time, he said this. We have it on tape. I'm sorry, it's been a long night, and I've done 3 of these already, which led me to say, well, if you've done so many, you'd think you'd know her name by now. But that's not even worse. Talk about not getting the facts straight. This guy, Julio, who is the Connecticut president or president of the Connecticut branch of the Democratic Socialists of America, said that Rachel Good's son, who was dropped off at daycare, whose father died in 2003. So, which made me ask the question, why would Rachel Good be dropping off her 23-year-old child at daycare? These people are the worst kind of protesters. They have no idea what they are talking about, what they are protesting. All they know is that Rachel Good and her 23-year-old child in daycare is somebody they can use to advance a narrative for their own selfish reasons. You guys think I'm joking? We have it on tape. That's right. Rachel Good dropped off her 23-year-old child whose father died in 2003. These folks should be ashamed of themselves. And it was the weakest in the... I mean, we're talking about the capital city. You saw it. They claimed 500 people showed up at the ICE building nights before. It was only 200. And then this protest in the daytime in front of the Capitol building, where there were protests all over Connecticut, they tell us, only 75 people showed up to this one. Kind of weird, but there you are. Let's go to the phones real quick. Pete's in Plainville. How are you, Pete?
Hey, Reese, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Hey, so this lady that eats paper?
Yes. That always gets a rise out of people. What do you got?
Paper is basically made out of wood pulp, so it just gives a whole new meaning to the word beaver.
Yes, it does. I mean, have you ever met anybody with a weird addiction? I've never had. Well, I did have one person. I had a friend named Derek when I was a kid. When he walked, he always had to touch the asphalt. So in the middle of a conversation, he'd be walking down the street, and he would bend down to the ground and rub his fingers on the street. That's a weird one.
Yeah, well, I remember from elementary school, this girl that used to sit behind me and constantly have her finger in her nose and then put it in her mouth.
Oh! Thank you for that one. I don't think I'm going to recover
There's
from
a visual for you.
God bless you, man.
See ya.
All right. Do you want to know what my biggest problem is? This is my biggest issue, my biggest... I'm in radio, so it's my job to be descriptive. I cannot deal with someone being descriptive to me. Like, if you tell me a horror scene, like, if you describe some, like, carnage, like, it's like, oh, and then his arm cut off and the blood was... I can visualize it, and I'm freaked out. So I don't like people telling me stuff because I immediately visualize it because I'm in radio. It's a stupid thing, but it's my own little problem. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. We'll talk to Ralph, who's in South Carolina, and we'll read some more of your comments in the chat room if you wish. It's at reeseontheradio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000 people will die from medical malpractice, the third leading cause of death in America. 43,000 will die in a car or truck crash. 6,000 will die working on the job. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and we represent many of these families. It's awful. Unfortunately, many times some of these family members are not speaking and never get to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. If you're at odds with a loved one, listen closely. Pick up the phone. Call them. Say you're sorry. I promise a huge burden will be lifted from your heart and your soul will be renewed. Even if you're not wrong in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Death is bad enough. Death without closure and love will follow you the rest of your days. Trust me on this. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, coming up, we got Linda Sinkowitz in the building. We're going to talk to her about what you guys care the most about here in the state of Connecticut, and that is voter fraud and about having those voter rolls correct, clean. We can't get them perfect, but we can get them close to that. And Linda's got all of the details about this court case, because I know a lot of you were excited when the federal government filed that case against the state of Connecticut, and when you heard William Tong was like, "Oh, we would have participated. They're bullying us." I can't wait to talk to Linda about this. We will get to the bottom of it. And plus, Linda has some very, very good information on the argument being made by the Secretary of State as well as William Tong. So you're going to want to know about that. Also, they've got a new video at fightvoterfraud.org that, again, helps you, assists you in cleaning those voter rolls now, knowing what your neighbors, your neighbors moved out, people don't live there, and to find out if those individuals are still on the voter rolls, and you can actually find out yourself. So we'll get into all of that in a little bit, and we'll have a great long conversation with her, and we're glad to have her back. Also, we'll talk about Jerome Powell and the lawsuit, well, I would just say the federal investigation into him and the hypocrisy there. I've got his statements. We've got his entire, diatribe, where he's talking about the president and the president's efforts to hold him accountable. And I'll explain exactly what all of that stuff is as well. We'll recap the top of the hour where I talked about the Charlie Kirk, Nicole, well, her name is Nicole, Renee Nicole Good case. Also, we've got, I want to talk about the Substack article that I put out today. I missed one last week, but we have a new one this week. So if you want to check that out, go to reseontheradio.com, look for Substack. The article is there. We're trying to get as many people as possible to check out the Substack so I can keep writing them. And it's growing. It's growing to a great deal. So make sure that you take a part of that. Also, I don't do this normally. I don't like promoting myself, but it's important that we do. We are still on the campaign to unseat Ned Lamont. The campaign is called Ned's Gotta Go. And what we need to do is we need to spread two things. Every one of the commercials that I produce needs to be spread to everybody. We can all do it. We don't need any special interests. We don't need any finances. Every one of you can go to my page, ReeseOnTheRadio.com. Go to my website, find the video, share it with your friends, make it go viral so that everybody knows the phrase Ned's got to go. Also, Spread Nutmegger Blues. We have that. That's also on the website, and it is shareable. It's also available on YouTube. Get it out there. Get everyone knowing that song and make that our theme to unseating Ned Lamont. Tomorrow on the show, we've got Erin Stewart, who's going to be on the program at the beginning of the show. She'll be here from 2. She'll be here for an hour. I got plenty of questions for her. I heard that she and Ryan Fazio are making incredible inroads to reach the $300,000 in order for them to make them eligible for a primary. I think that it was reported today that Ryan Fazio is, I guess, just short of, or if not above, $277,000. So he will be reaching that threshold very soon. I think, in fact, he's online bragging about getting there the fastest. Erin Stewart, I know, is definitely on her way because she's quite popular. We'll talk to Erin tomorrow about that, so stay tuned for all that. She'll be here live in the studio. So stand by when we come back. Again, like I said, Linda Sinkowitz is here from FightVoterFraud.org. We'll talk to her about all of that news you heard in the news about the federal government suing Connecticut for its voter rolls. And I think she has precedent that will be good news to the ears of plenty of you. So stand by for that. Now, let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's back, and he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Right, Mark?
That's right, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91, look for delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling on the westbound side of 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. If you're traveling on Route 2 eastbound, that looks good. Glastonbury into Marlboro. 91 southbound's a little slow, 33 down to 32 A and B. Middletown 9 northbound slows as you approach the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. We had an accident 84 eastbound between exit 17, approaching exit 18 up to between 18 and 19. That looks like that's cleared from the left lane, but we're seeing heavy delays now approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury, and that should start to ease now. South 95 New Haven a little tight, 46 down to exit 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy the rest of today and breezy at times with the high in the low and mid-40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon at high 43. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain late at night. We'll stay above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness Wednesday with intermittent rain at a high once again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with a little snow and rain at times. There is potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon and at night, depending upon the track of a coastal storm. Thursday's high 38 and a lot colder Thursday night with the low of 17. Breezy and cold on Friday, turning out partly sunny with a high at 29, feeling colder with the wind. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 20. Not as cold as we start the weekend Saturday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the afternoon high up to 39 and well into the 30s again on Sunday. More clouds than sun. Sunday's high reaching 36. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. We have partly sunny skies, 40 degrees, the temperature in Hartford. 2 Plainville police officers sustained minor injuries when they were hit by a vehicle fleeing a shopping plaza in town on Sunday. The officers received a hit on a vehicle whose license plate matched that of a different car. Officers spotted the silver Honda and attempted to make contact with the driver, who then attempted to shut the door and flee the scene. The policemen were struck by the car door when the driver threw it in reverse. Suspects, a man and a woman, were last seen headed east on Route 72. New Haven Board of Education tonight is expected to approve a new contract with the city's school teachers after union members signed off on it last week. WTIC's Dave Mager reports.
These were tough negotiations that could have soon gone to arbitration. Instead, teachers accepted a 13.5% pay raise over 3 years without the new health care plan they wanted. New Haven Federation of Teachers President Leslie Blateau says the deal will go a long way towards retaining teachers.
To improving our salary and improving our insurance benefits, to ensuring that respect isn't just a slogan or a talking point, but something tangible.
Mayor Justin Elliker says city teachers provide more than what is asked with limited resources. He's again calling on the state to reset its school funding formula. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
United Way of Connecticut receiving $2.6 million to hire additional staff for its 211 Human Services hotline. Officials say there has been increased demand for information on food, housing, and other services. The line receives about 10,000 calls a week. Governor Lamont explains how the funding was secured.
We did do some savings in the state over the last years in anticipation of what could be a rainy day. And we were in a unique circumstance. We're able to set aside some money working with the legislature to be able to make up for some of the sudden cuts.
He says $6.8 million is also being set aside for assisting the homeless. The available dollars are in response to cuts at the federal level, he says. Several Republican senators are condemning subpoenas issued to Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell in the central bank. Powell says it's reaction by the administration to exert more control over the Fed. President Trump has harangued Powell to sharply cut interest rates. Jared Bernstein served as chair of the Council of Economic Advisors under former President Joe Biden.
Throughout all of this harassment from President Trump, Powell has kept his head down and just calmly and quietly gone about practicing monetary policy. But this time they pushed him too far by suggesting criminal wrongdoing and launching an investigation.
Anti-government protests in Iran are becoming more violent. Human rights watchers say as many as 600 have been killed, and now the son of the late Shah is speaking out.
Reza Pahlavi is Iran's exiled crown prince.
The country is in full revolt.
He says unlike uprisings in the past,
this time people are on the streets to put a final end to this regime.
He says they're saying,
we are past condemnations, we are past resolution, we are past the stage of offering sympathy.
He says they need action, but the big question,
are we alone in this fight, or will this time the world respond to this brutality and come to their help?
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Suspect in custody in connection with a fire that badly damaged the only synagogue, Temple Bethel Israel in Jackson, Mississippi.
The fire department told CBS News it is partnering with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the FBI, which is investigating the possibility of a hate crime.
Correspondent Jason Allen. Wall Street, the Dow up 86. NASDAQ up 62, S&P up 10 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Why choose Affordable Baths? Because they're the only ones that give you the price up front. The other guys don't. The other guys install roofs, siding, windows, and doors. Affordable Baths installs bathrooms, just bathrooms, and they use Kohler fixtures. The other guys don't. Affordable Baths has a showroom that you can see, feel, and touch what you're buying. With the other guys, you'll never see your salesperson after you sign the deal. At Affordable Baths, they're with you every step of the way. So the question is not why would you buy from Affordable Baths, it's when will you work with Affordable Baths. Keep it affordable at affordablebaths.com.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back. It's Reese on the radio. Linda Sinkowitz is with us. We're going to talk to her in a little bit, but I've got to let everybody know two things, and one is bad news and the other one is good news. Now, you guys know that Between Rounds is a proud sponsor of the good folks here at Reese on the Radio. But we're not doing the Between Rounds free giveaway, unfortunately. That contest has ended. So we won't be asking you to do that anymore, and I apologize that because we were having such great traction with that. But it may be renewed. I will find out in due course. Nonetheless, next, what? You got something for me?
No, I was just saying it was a year long, so it's not like it was a short campaign.
I know. It was a year long. Was it really a year long?
Yeah, it was a very long campaign.
I didn't even know. You got new breaking news? Okay, go. Okay, Linda's here. She's got to take an important phone call, but doesn't matter. We're going to take a break soon. Is it voting related? Okay, all right, good. Anyway, Linda's on she's over here. She's dealing with people all over the country. Anyway, so even though we're not doing the contest anymore, I didn't realize it was that long. We are still going to be live at Between Rounds on Hartford Turnpike this Friday. January 16th. Gee, what am I doing?
It was actually longer than that. That giveaway. It was the year for us.
That's right, just a year for you and I.
Yeah, but it was before they was giving it away on, I believe, Pastor Will's show before that.
That's right. It used to be the last caller, right? Yeah. So we've done it a long time. So it has not been renewed. So we apologize for that because I know a lot of people were asking about it. So we did. I've already taken it off the website. We will find something new to do. But if you are interested, please come down to Between Rounds. We'll be there all day for the show. From 2 till 6 p.m. We will be there even earlier. Roseanne will be there, so you can come and hang out with both of us. And, of course, all of your favorite folks who call in to the show. They always show up, and it's always great to see them and sort of meet with them and come and have a bagel or anything else for that matter. But have a good time sitting in our so-called studio audience. And with that, we get to Mark Christopher. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I've got a good one coming up for you, Mark.
Okay.
In the music news, okay?
Hopefully I'll be all over it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I know.
I'll know.
It is what I look for every time.
All right. So we'll give it our best shot here.
Got it.
This traffic report is being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And if you're making your way into Hartford right now, you're going to see the delays from exit 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. So a very minor delay there. Westbound 84, slowing approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Northbound 91, no problems. Cromwell up into Windsor Locks. If you are heading to eastbound, that looks good into Glastonbury. 9 northbound's a little tight as you move up by exit 37, the 72 interchange in New Britain. 84 eastbound, you got some slow traffic in Waterbury. 18 to the Mixmaster. 91 of the Parkway moving well, heading down in toward New Haven. 95 southbound delays 44 to 43, New Haven into West Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Mostly sunny the rest of this afternoon, high 43. And for tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Sunshine for a while tomorrow morning. Increase in clouds at the afternoon, becoming breezy, high 43. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. Could be a little rain in the area late tomorrow night, low 35. And a bit of rain on Wednesday, high once again 43. Colder weather on Thursday with rain and snow showers at a high of 38. It's now 40 degrees in Bristol. It's 43 in East Hartford and 41 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hola, amigos.
Kiddos, it's a big noise. Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Of course I screwed that up. We're here and we are live. We are hanging out with Linda Sinkowitz, of course, our good friend and good guest here on the program. How you doing, my dear?
I am doing fantastic.
So immediately when I heard about this this federal lawsuit against the state of Connecticut, you were the first person I thought of, because if there's anybody who could explain all of this to all of us, it would be you. And you've got some other stuff, of course, that's going on with fightvoterfraud.org. We'll get into all of that. But this is probably like what did you think when you heard this news? But I think you knew this coming before anybody else, right? I mean, tell the truth. You've got an inside track on this. You knew this federal lawsuit was coming.
Well, I guess the first thing was, you're welcome.
Okay. So you knew you had to beat on this way before anybody else.
Oh, my God, yes.
Well, you had already told me that there was some other stuff behind the scenes that was going on, and you kind of egged on that this was happening, that you couldn't confirm it. You just couldn't say anything.
Right. I still can't say a lot of what I've been doing, but
Okay.
I can say I've been down to D.C. over a dozen times.
Okay.
Between June and December.
Right. Well, they will now be saying that you're the one egging this on, like you've got some sort of power to bring these frivolous lawsuits against the state of Connecticut.
No. The only thing we do is with fact-based evidence.
That's right.
And it wasn't just for Connecticut
Mhm.
either. I mean, we were working on a whole bunch of others too. So
Yeah.
let's just say there's 23 states, and Connecticut was number 23 that was sued because Arizona was sued the
Same day.
Same day as Connecticut. Completely expected.
Mhm.
Absolutely expected. And it's mostly the blue states that are having this, huge meltdown.
Sure.
Because, well,
It's about privacy now.
it's not about privacy.
Well, that's what they're saying. No, I'm not speaking for them. That's what William Tong is saying. The Attorney General said that there was a privacy issue here.
There is not a privacy issue. I mean, that's all we have been hearing about. I know it's just come to Connecticut, and people that don't watch my TV show Sinkowitz, we've been updating for months everything that's going on in all the other states. Who's pushing back and who's saying, heck, yeah, this is really easy.
Right.
And it is really easy. It is federal law.
This is a federal lawsuit. If we're to sum this up, and you can get more detail than I can, but to sum this up, what we're asking for is no, dead people who, again, can be, used as fraudulent votes. People who have moved can't vote in 2 states. Not even at their own behest. It could be someone else who knows that they moved, but know that they're still on the voter rolls.
It's not just that.
Okay.
Okay, so you as a citizen could go and buy the Connecticut voter rolls for $300.
Okay.
We do that like every 4 or 5 months. We get the updated voter rolls. It's almost the same thing, except you won't get the birthday, the actual birthday in Connecticut.
Right.
And you're not going to get the last 4 of the Social Security or driver's license numbers. So pretty much that's the only additional thing that the state has.
Right.
And in order to confirm who the people are, you need that.
Right.
And some of the issues that are out there are the last 4 digits of, say, the illegals. are all going to be the same.
Right, because we know that. Right, they've openly admitted that the Social Security numbers, it's crazy because I had to push back on this so many times. People kept saying that illegals in the state were taxpayers. And I said, in order for them to be taxpayers, you have to be documented. They were like, well, they have ITIN numbers. And I'm like, no, they don't. We looked that up. It turns out barely any illegals have these numbers. So then we said, do they have Social Security numbers? And they finally admitted, yes, they do. And I said, whose Social Security numbers do they have? Well, they're usually fraudulent people like other people. A guy who lives in Colorado Springs has his Social Security numbers by somebody in New Haven, Connecticut. We know that to be true, and we know that the IRS has been told to ignore that there are two people on this Social Security number, even after they went after the guy in Colorado Springs, saying that he is not declaring the income that he's making in New Haven.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane. The easiest way any Secretary of State can check and see if there's any illegals on the voter rolls is through the SAVE. And was it August of 2024, I did this big initiative across the country, and all 50 states participated, basically showing secretaries of states exactly how, through the federal government, you can check and see if you have any illegals, which we probably still have up the letter that I used, which was a little bit different than the RNC, the Republican National Committee, had first put it out there. And what was funny is I was going to use this on a show, and I was like, oh my God, do I have permission to use this letter?
Wow.
So I called my friend at the RNC, an attorney. I'm like, listen, Luke, I got this, and I was going to use it on a program in about 10 minutes, national program. And he goes, was it through an email? And I said, yes. He said, you're good to go. So I promoted their letter with that they had sent to Nevada Secretary of State. And then I made some revisions to make it a little easier for the one I used for Connecticut. And every single state was doing it. I mean, I personally sent it to our Secretary of State with no response. I even inquired as to how many illegals did you find?
Right.
You know, and all we've heard has been crickets. And what we want are clean voter rolls.
Yeah.
Now, setting up this whole lawsuit thing, I mean, once again, I don't know how many millions of dollars Connecticut spends for all the lawsuits that we do and have to protect and ones we're going after. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So basically, it's just saying a snapshot in time. We just want to see your voter rolls. They are not, and I can confirm this, they are not building an ongoing database at the Department of Justice on Connecticut voter rolls in order to look into all your stuff. That is not what this is about. A top official at DHS that I met with back about 2 months ago said she thought it was insane that they keep thinking we're building a database. And all it is you just need a snapshot in time.
Right.
Okay. Are they conforming? We can tell you 100% no. 100%. And we can show you why and where and who these people are, et cetera, that should be removed. I mean, all the misinformation that are on the voter rolls. I don't care what party you're from when it comes to voting. You can vote any way you want. You can vote for the purple alien on the moon for president. I don't care. Just vote once and only be a person who is allowed to vote in that particular election.
We're here live with Linda Sinkowitz of FightVoterFraud.org. If you're just joining us, let's get to the lawsuit. So the lawsuit is asking for the voter rolls of the state of Connecticut. They have been sued, and now a judge has responded by saying that, you know, in this denial by the state of Connecticut, and William Tong in particular, that to not give this information to the federal government, they must show cause.
Correct.
Where are we with this now?
So, first of all, the only thing they're asking for, and I actually printed out the complaint itself. You can go to this left-leaning thing called Democracy Docket.
Okay.
Go to Democracy Docket, way left, get through the rhetoric on their particular thing they have. And they do have the January 6th complaint.
Yeah.
And they have the January 7th memorandum. So I printed it out, and I was like, okay, let's take a look at what they really want. Okay, let's see how
what the federal government really wants.
What the federal government really wants. They want all the fields. Now, there's a ton of different fields that are within everybody's registration. My data people just go crazy because there's a lot of fields that are empty and whatever. So the last 12 times you voted is your vote history. That's how far back Connecticut goes. So the line is like super long, but it includes the registrant's full name, the date of birth, residential address, his or her state driver's license number, or the last 4 digits from their Social Security number.
Right.
That's all they're asking for, because that way they can compare and look, and they can easily find the duplicates.
Right. The national database would allow them to do that.
And also, they already know the millions of dead people that are out there. So the Secretary of State received a letter on August 6th, from the Department of Justice, Harmeet Dillon's office, to please comply. So the letter that ended up going back on August 20th from the Secretary of State responding to the August 6th letter, mind you, it's the same one that all 50 states have gotten. It's the same,
really?
It's the same one. I mean, this is what we want. Can you please provide this? And she said, we're gathering the requested data and will provide it as soon as practical, unquote.
So there was no pushback on the information that they asked for?
No, she said, we'll provide it. But what I got was we are gathering the requested data and will provide it as soon as practical.
Interesting.
Excuse me. We can get the voter rolls for Connecticut within 24 hours or less when we pay. I mean, it's not like it's going to take a long time.
Right.
We get the redacted version, and they just want the rest of it, which, by the way, is the same exact stuff that they give to the ERIC system, that third party that they're giving the information to. So they're already sharing our private information. Yet when the federal government asks about it, because we vote in federal elections, you need to have accurate voter rolls, which we know they don't at all. Not just Connecticut. I mean,
we're talking about across the country.
Across the country, it is unbelievable on how bad they are. So that's all they're asking for. So it's no surprise that months later,
yeah, because that's why we're here where we are.
A number of months later, I think it was on December 12th, they said, listen, we need this information handed over. I believe they said he had something like 14 days or whatever, and now it's just like, oh my God, it's infringing upon our privacy. I recall back probably about 15 years ago when the state of Connecticut sent out tax stuff and actually had our Social Security numbers right under the address showing through the screen.
Wow.
Yeah, it may have been a little longer than that. But yeah, I mean, talk about
so
privacy.
They weren't, they didn't really handle privacy.
Nobody really cared about it then. So they're talking about the privacy issues of the last 4 digits, etc. Well, South Carolina tried doing that, using the same argument, saying it's the privacy, and it's also in the January 7th memorandum of law.
Okay.
So they're actually pointing out, meaning the Department of Justice is saying, no, that's not going to wash. We've given you all the reasons why you have to comply with federal law, which is HAVA, Help America Vote Act, and the NVRA, which is a National Voter Registration Act. So those are the two that they're showing, etc. But in South Carolina, it says they recently had the same argument that involved an individual who was trying to work with the state officials, saying, no, it's all privacy. Well, federal law likely requires the Election Commission to provide requested information to DOJ. And while DOJ also pointed to the National Voter Registration Act and Help America Vote Act, it's sufficient to reach the conclusion that they have to provide the information.
Right, because in essence, the federal government has got to be able to prevent you from committing a crime.
Right.
So preventing them from having all the information that's available that would do just that right, to make sure that they are clean, you really have no recourse here. Like you're saying, it's like I have an obligation to prevent the federal government from being able to determine if I'm committing a crime, a federal crime, I might add, through the voter rolls.
Yeah.
And the federal government supersedes that no matter where it is. It's like, it's not a privacy issue when we're talking about the deal of voting.
Correct.
Right.
Especially for president and our
Exactly.
senators and Congress people.
Right.
You know, the states are allowed to do certain things that they want to do in their own primaries, in their own state elections. But if it's a federal election, which in Connecticut is every 2 years is a federal election. And also the data that needs to be retained is 22 months. So if they're looking for the 2024 data, the states have to retain all the information pertinent to that election and the voters, et cetera, for 22 months.
Are they concerned that they're going to find a lot of fraud here? You're laughing at me, but I'm trying to ask a reasonable question here, Linda. Come on. Are they going to find a lot of fraud here?
Well, it's not all fraud.
Okay. Are they going to find a lot
of violations of federal law with HAVA and NVRA? 100%. I mean, if someone wants to see our analysis, if it's not up on our website, send an email to info@fightvoterfraud.org, and I will send you our analysis from 2023, 2024, and 2025 to show you all the issues that we have. And we actually have it all broken down into every single town, every single voter, everything.
It's incredible work that you do, Linda. Stick around.
We got the receipts.
Yeah, I know you do. We got a whole lot more to get into. And of course, we're going to talk about fightvoterfraud.org, what you guys have done just recently. There's a video that you folks just put together to help individuals fight voter fraud in their own neck of the woods, and they don't even have to leave their home. That is important. We'll get to that. Linda Sinkowitz is here with us. We got another check of traffic and weather with Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, you got slow traffic approaching the Bulkley Bridge to 47 Sigourney. Southbound 91, just a little slow at 33 Jennings Road. It is a little slow again as you move down by exit 20 Country Club Road in Middletown, and again a little slow down by exit 19 in Meriden on the southbound side of 91. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 southbound's a little slow at the Aragoni. 84 westbound in Waterbury slows 25A. 84 eastbound is tied up 18 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you're heading down into New Haven, 95 southbound delays 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy the rest of today and breezy at times with the high in the low and mid-40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon at high 43. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain late at night. We'll stay above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness Wednesday with intermittent rain at a high once again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with a little snow and rain at times. There is potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon and at night, depending upon the track of a coastal storm. Thursday's high 38 and a lot colder Thursday night with the low of 17. Breezy and cold on Friday, turning out partly sunny with a high of 29, feeling colder with the wind. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 20. Not as cold as we start the weekend Saturday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the afternoon high up to 39 and well into the 30s again on Sunday. More clouds than sun. Sunday's high reaching 36. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30, 38 degrees in Hartford. I'm John Silva. Windsor man's in the hospital after his dog apparently turned on him over the weekend. Police say they were called to a home on River Street. When they arrived, they found the dog near the victim, who'd been bitten about the body. They were able to secure the dog, a pit bull. Man said the canine had a history of aggressiveness. He was treated for bite marks and lacerations. 2 Plainville police officers are recovering after they were struck while attempting to stop a fleeing vehicle on Sunday. Officers received a hit on a vehicle that had a stolen Connecticut license plate. They spotted that vehicle in the lot of a New Britain Avenue shopping plaza. Officers say the driver threw the car in reverse in attempting to make a getaway. The officers were hit by the car door, sustained minor injuries. They're now looking for 2 suspects, a male and a female. Hartford man facing multiple charges after he led state troopers on a pursuit Saturday night. Under arrest is 25-year-old Yuri Joanne Smith. Police say they twice broke off high-speed pursuits in excess of 90 miles an hour on I-84 in the Tulland area. Before Smith lost control of the vehicle and crashed, he faces OUI and other charges. Pushback from the Fed. Chair Jerome Powell responded on Sunday to attacks from President Trump, saying he's being subpoenaed and faces possible indictment because of the central bank's interest rate actions. Hundreds of additional federal agents headed to the Twin Cities. This on the heels of the shooting death of a woman last week by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. And the Patriots are awaiting their next opponent in the NFL playoffs. Pats beat the Chargers Sunday night in a wild card match and will face the winner of tonight's Steelers-Texans game. On Wall Street, the markets finished the day in positive territory. The Dow gained 86 points, the Nasdaq was up 62, and the S&P gained 10 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Northeast Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you. It can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Northeast Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com, LENDSEEK.com.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are still here with Linda Sinkowitz of FightVoterFraud.org. We've only got a short break here, but we're going to get into, of course, your organization. You have Operation Verify Voters, which is an initiative to get average citizens involved with fighting voter fraud, because even if the federal government is successful in this lawsuit, it doesn't stop there. Everybody's got to pitch in,
right?
As often as possible.
So I had been thinking about this for quite some time, with us being able to do training across the country, because we have contacts with thousands of people in other organizations. So about a week and a half ago, I was trying to come up with the name on what we were going to call it.
Right.
It was on a Sunday, and I showed my husband 4 different names that I'd come up with, and he was like, eh. And he goes, well, just don't worry about it. You've got another week or so. And I said, honey, I have 2 hours to come up with this name, because I have so much else I have to do. And about 20 minutes later, I was like, I got it. Operation Verify Voters 2026. So that's the title of it. And essentially, we will train anybody and everybody on how to look even on your own street. You know the people who moved, you know the people who died. We will walk you through the process. We'll help you. We'll hold your hand. We will be there.
Now, this isn't going to cost the average citizen $300 to go get the voter rolls like...
No. Not at all. Not at all. In fact, we'd like people to pay $10 for the training, but if you don't have it or you don't want to, that's okay too, because we're going to look for sponsors, for people to sponsor. How many people do you want to sponsor for training? Because this is something that we need. And we'll also show the people within their own states on how to challenge the voters themselves.
Really?
So every state is different on how you can do that. And don't think that when you report it to, your local, here in Connecticut, registrar that such and such had passed away, do not think they're actually going to remove the person. The good registrars will. No. When you're telling, grandma died on this date, et cetera, and I can find the obituary. You're going to have to follow up and follow up and follow up.
Is it, what do you say in a minute, if you can, what do you say to those who think that this is just too much to go through? Is it extensive? Is it arduous? Is it?
No. Like I said, we want people. We will train groups. In fact, we've been invited to train in Florida and several other states already. But a local person who has some time during the day will show you how to look up someone who sold their house on your street and how to verify whether people are still registered or not.
Okay.
And if they don't want to take it the full 9 yards on the whole thing, that's okay. Reach out to us.
Right, yeah, we can get it to you.
We will help you with that on what to do, just like Montana. Last week was Montana week. I say that because my poor assistant, Tim.
But before we go any further than that, I want to talk about some of the states that you've been going through, because, again, this is not just a Connecticut thing, at least fightvoterfraud.org. It is huge. It's nationwide.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about that and, of course, talk a little bit about everything you're doing. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84, delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound side of 84, just losing a little speed, Bulkley Bridge out into East Hartford. If you are traveling 91 southbound, a little slow, right lane at 32A and be quiet. Northbound 91, Cromwell up into Windsor, 291, 384, looking good. No problems on Route 2 heading into Glastonbury. It's a good ride through Middletown, quiet through Waterbury right now. No big problems there. If you are heading 95 South New Haven, you're slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine to start, the decrease in clouds at the afternoon, somewhat breezy. At a high of 43, mostly cloudy tomorrow night. A little rain late at night, low 35. Bit of rain on occasion Wednesday under a cloudy sky, and a high once again of 43. Right now it is 40 degrees in Cheshire. It's 43 in Newington and 41 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. It's winter, and we need to keep our crews busy, so ask us about our winter specials. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a new ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their first new ED pill in over 20 years. This new super pill is called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast in only 11 minutes and lasts up to 14 hours thanks to its new vasodynamic delivery system. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. There has never been any ED pill like it. It's unreal what it does to you. In testing, Viagra AGV crushed every other ED pill. It destroyed them all. And now, 9 out of 10 urologists are recommending Viagra AGV over any other ED pill. Every man alive needs to try this new Viagra AGV super pill at least once. Then you'll know why men are going crazy over it. So if you want to have the most incredible night of your life, you can't miss this. Go to scoreblue.com and try it while supplies last. That's scoreblue.com.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
By the way, you know the Hartford NAACP has been promising me forever they're going to get back to me. I promise you, man, I'm going to come down, man. I promise you, man, I'm going to come and hang out on the show. And he never calls me back. He's like the busiest guy at the NAACP. Not a smidgen of racism happening in Hartford, Connecticut ever. But the guy is busy. I'm like, I almost feel like he is back in the lab inventing racism. Like, he's like Jussie Smollett or something. He's like, I'm in the lab, man. I'm trying to create racism, man. It's just not enough out there. He's probably hiring racists as we speak. Yes, Corey, I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. Anyway, back to you. Linda Sinkowitz is here from FightVoterFraud.org. You've got your own show. I never really talked to you about this. You have your own show, and why that's important. You know, and usually I don't do the whole promoting everybody else's show on there, but your show is important because your show is not only talking about like the inside track because you have such an inside track, but you are covering all across the nation as it pertains to voter rolls and fraud and all of that. How long is your reach as an organization?
Our reach right now is all across the country and even outside of the country at this point. Yeah, we started as Sinkowitz, and it's spelled phonetically.
Right.
SYNC-OWICZ.
Right.
And we started on OBBM Network TV because they approached me in January of last year, and I said, I can't do this until April.
What is it? OBB what?
OBBM Network TV. They're in 19 states. It's a streaming, and they're out of Texas.
All right.
So it was a lot of trial and error on how to develop the program.
Right.
And I have two key people. Tim Harriman, he is my technical director in
Is that who I met, Tim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
I met
Tim. And then Olivia, she's actually lives in Tennessee. She's the producer of the program itself. But I put together all the notes, all the states. I contact all my guests.
Okay.
So we have had some incredible guests on my program.
You're about to get a good one. I want this guy. I may poach this guest from you. Can you say yet?
I can say his name.
Say his name.
I can say his name only because we had to do a special taping for him, and it wound up being longer than it needed to be. And the person who was waiting for him to get off my program was actually President Trump.
Oh, wow. Holy moly.
Yeah, he actually finished the portion of my show and then was going to meet with him. John Katzimadias.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. His grocery stores are expensive as hell because I used to live in New York.
Oh, yes.
He is the owner, of course, and operator of Gristedes.
Red Apple.
That's right, Red Apple.
Red Apple.
And he has been a huge sort of counterweight to that of Zoran Mamdani as it pertains to government grocery stores.
Yes.
And he has been very, very vocal.
Yeah, and he's very, very busy. He's also, owns ABC Radio and stuff. And I had been on his show about a year and a half ago. And then I wanted him on my show.
Right.
And what was really funny, I kept being told, well, why don't you come back on his show? And I said, I'm not going on his show until he comes on mine.
That's the way you do it. Now you
Yeah.
and I, this is the reason why you and I get along. 'Cause that's exactly what you come on my show first.
So
So
he just called me
Yes.
when I got here, and I'm taping his show this week.
Beautiful. And I'm very, very proud. I'm very happy for him. Please put in a good word for Reese.
I will.
Okay? Because you just told me off the air that you really like doing this show. So you know I love having you back.
Doing this show.
So your reach, like I said, is nationwide. You are doing important work because this is, I mean, it's got to be one of the most important conversations of our lifetime. I never really brought this up to you because, again, for so long it has been considered taboo. So I have to ask you if it played a role, or were you already into it beforehand? Did 2020 play any role as it did for many others as far as fighting voter fraud?
I was already in it in 2018.
Wow.
Was
there a catalyst that something that happened? What was it?
Absolutely. I was running for state rep in Middletown, Connecticut.
Okay.
And then it took me a little bit to understand some of the stuff that I saw that was going on. And in 2018, I had 6 inches of hard evidence of stuff that was not right. And I approached the chief state's attorney's office, and they told me they don't have the resources. Go to the state election enforcement, which, forget, at that point, it was just like, forget that. Been there, done that. And I reached out to the FBI, and they were supposed to meet me 8 days before the election. And they called me at 7 o'clock that morning and said, we can't meet with you. And I'm like, well, do we need to change the time or location? They said, no, it'll look like we're interfering with an election.
Gotcha.
And what I tell people is that is the last time I cried over this. I was begging them to take my evidence because I already knew from what I had, there was no way I was going to win because of what I had uncovered, and nobody would help me.
Wow.
So that's the day Fight Voter Fraud started.
Is it because you were too close to it? Like, in essence, you're running an election, finding out there's fraud, which almost makes you're like a hot potato in that sense, because in essence, if you were an outsider and had pointed it out, they would have probably pursued it because they have no way to feel like they're tilting the scale to your advantage.
I got to tell you, the FBI did find out that within 90 days of an election, they can't get involved.
Right.
But they didn't tell me that.
But, fair enough. Okay.
So it was like, okay. But no, I see what you're saying. But, from what I saw, and I figured, well, if I can't get anywhere, and the quiet, shy person I am.
Yeah, right.
It's one of those things that you can't expect somebody else to do it.
Okay.
If you see something that's not right, you need to do something to take some action. And, I mean, it's been a learning process. I made mistakes, absolutely. I own up to those. I've fallen on my face, picked myself up. But I also created something that nobody else had ever done to this point, which was doing the deep dives and investigations and how we are going about everything. And now we've kind of condensed down to we can operate from Connecticut across all 50 states plus more. And how we've set up, I have a phenomenal crew that works with me. I mean, they are so incredibly dedicated, so that when it came to doing the TV show, which, like I said, we do it once a week. We tape at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays. We have the guest on for 12, maybe 15 minutes at most.
Okay.
And then I talk about 5 different states that I've chosen with what's ever going on that week. We have a trivia question. I have an election word. I do national stuff. I do the vote notes. And then at the end, I have my final thoughts. Most of the stuff is scripted from our sources, which now we put up where we got it. We have the state of Nevada. It came from this particular newspaper on this date, so you can go and read it too.
Right.
But I got to tell you, when it comes to my final thoughts, I never know what I'm going to say. I've had, you can hear sometimes some laughing in the background because Tim can't believe it.
Yeah.
I've had a few bloopers that I will keep working myself through it. I'm not going to cut it out and,
Right.
let's do this perfect. No, what you see is what you get. And this show that we're releasing, I think today it's going out, actually shows me the 2 boxes of tissues for the liberals. With the stories we're talking about. You're not going to need 1, you're going to need 2. Because I also read the left-leaning stuff and the right-leaning stuff and let you decide. Let's, get through all the rhetoric. Maybe there's some good information in there. And Connecticut actually is one of the stories tomorrow.
Okay. I think everybody's going to be, well, first of all, everybody should check it out. And you said that they can find it. Your TV show is it on Roku?
No, it's on OBBM Network TV.
Okay.
It's on Rumble.
Okay,
it's
Rumble,
on
that's right.
YouTube, and it's on some other social media stuff.
Right.
But please sign up and share. I mean, this stuff, we're getting a lot of good feedback and a lot of phenomenal guests.
And that's one of the things I want people to know, because there's so many people who shrug their shoulders about this stuff because they keep telling me over and over again, Reese, what are you going to do? That's just the way that it is. You said something phenomenal when we first met, and I don't know what prompted me to ask other than sheer curiosity, but your answer blew me away. I said, if we were to really, really look at this voter fraud in an honest way in the state of Connecticut, would Connecticut still stand as a blue state? Do you remember what your answer was to me?
It was probably something like, absolutely not. Connecticut is not a blue state. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Once we have the true voter rolls and only the people living in Connecticut that are eligible to vote that are alive and U.S. citizens, you're going to see something totally different than what you see right now.
There's a reason why I asked you that.
Yeah. Why?
It's because people needed to know.
Oh.
Because you have to understand that a lot of these people I talk to and a lot of people who call this program say over and over again, Reese, we're deep blue, it's this blue. And I said it from the bottom of my heart. I knew it. I said, I don't know, guys. I really don't believe that, because everything I was looking at just on the surface didn't make sense. We have a governor who went from $18 million to $26 million in 2 elections in a so-called deep blue state. It didn't make sense to me. Because I'm saying, why would the guy spend more money in a state that he can win handedly? It doesn't make sense. I brought that to you, and I said, that doesn't make sense to me. The guy should have had the cakewalk, but he's spending more money. And that's, part of the reason why I started talking to you, because of that. It just...
Well, one of the things now that is absolutely changing, and thank God for Elon Musk and X, because now we are getting information almost instantaneously. I mean, Nick Shirley on what he was able to expose,
Right.
Nick Sordo on all the stuff that he's doing, Laura Logan, and a whole bunch of others. We're getting the real information. And if you want information, go and follow the state Secretary of State for the government. Follow Marco Rubio. Follow a whole bunch of the others that every day you're seeing them on TV. If you're watching like Fox News, you're not going to see it on any left-leaning news network. You're not. You're not.
Rapid Response 47, which is one of my favorites on X, where immediately everything the White House is doing is right there at my fingertips.
Yeah. So that's what's changing right now.
Yeah.
Because you can't, I don't watch the regular news here in Connecticut.
Can't do it anymore.
I can't. My husband will watch the weather on one station, and he knows enough to flick it off that because they start off with this far left stuff or even lies. And we want the truth, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
We want the truth. But we also don't want to be called racist all the time because we don't believe that illegals should be voting, should be taking all our money, our hard-earned dollars. I don't believe, honestly, that men should be in women's locker rooms. I mean, come on. Let's go back to what our grandparents' values were. Our incredible country that we fought for. And it's such an embarrassment right now when you have countries like Venezuela that have been suppressed for how many decades with everything that's going on. They just want their free and fair elections again. And as a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, I will have a special on Venezuela with the elections because I've been contacted by some people who used to work in the elections to give an update on how the stuff is done, what went on, etc., which I'm really excited about.
I'm sure that there are 2 organizations you're going to bring up in that piece. One beginning with an S, the other one beginning with a D.
We'll see.
What? There's some new information out about both of those organizations. But my bosses get mad whenever I bring them up. I go, but look, man, I'm only going where the truth sort of sending me. The facts are sending me in this direction. I'm going to follow the facts. I just have to deal with it that way. What else do you got before I let you go? What should I let everyone know? Other than the fact that they should go to fightvoterfraud.org so they can watch that video, so they can find out themselves exactly how they can be a part of fighting voter fraud in their own communities.
Or you can, just send an email to info@fightvoterfraud.org, and we can get it to you. And believe me, there are 3 of us that read every single email that comes in, and to make sure everyone is responded to with that. So Operation Verify Voters is extremely important. And also, you can check out the TV show. Like I said, you're going to learn so much about everything that goes on across the country, and it's kind of unfiltered with me.
Well, no, that I expect you to. That I expect from you. So just to let you know, whatever comes of this back and forth between Tong and the federal government as it relates to voter information, promise me you'll come back immediately so we can.
I love coming on your show. Honestly, you're one of the most fun people.
I try. I want to make it entertaining and informative as well as fun. But no, that I appreciate. It's high praise from you, and I really do appreciate it. So the minute that we know what's going on, I need you back here so you can, of course, relay it to the rest of us. We love you. I want to make you a staple here because the midterm elections, in fact, you know what, if possible, maybe even then when we have the midterms, we'll bring you in sort of as my little special sort of correspondent for the show.
Love it.
Okay, without a doubt.
Love it.
Linda Sinkowitz, folks, at fightvoterfraud.org. Make sure you go to her site. Make sure you watch the new video that is posted. I'm actually going to grab it today after the show, post it on the website so you can watch it, share it with your friends. We can all be a part of it. We can all fight back to make sure that the right people and truly lawful people are taking part of our elections. You want to be a part of it. You want to know what you can do. Well, here you have it. All right, Linda Sinkowitz, fightvoterfraud.org. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Let's start off in Thailand. We have an accident 84 westbound in Thailand between exit 69 and 68. The right and center lanes reportedly shut down there, so stay left with that. If you're heading into Hartford, westbound 84 tied up approaching the Oakdale Bridge in East Hartford out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slows 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound's a little slow, Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B. Now, we have an accident 91 southbound on the Middletown-Meriden line between 20 and 19, at least one lane out there, so delays pushing back to exit 20 behind that. Heading into Waterbury, 84 westbound's a little tight, 26 to 25 on the westbound side of 84. 95 South New Haven slowing 46 down to exit 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy the rest of today and breezy at times with the high in the low and mid-40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon at high 43. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain late at night. We'll stay above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness Wednesday with intermittent rain at a high once again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with a little snow and rain at times. There is potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon and at night, depending upon the track of a coastal storm. Thursday's high 38 and a lot colder Thursday night, with the low is 17. Breezy and cold on Friday, turning out partly sunny with a high at 29, feeling colder with the wind. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 20. Not as cold as we start the weekend Saturday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the afternoon high up to 39 and well into the 30s again on Sunday. More clouds than sun, Sunday's high reaching 36. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock Hartford temperature 35 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Good afternoon. Another development in the Revolution Wind saga. State Attorney General William Tong says a judge has issued a preliminary injunction against the Trump administration and its attempts to stop work on the project. The ruling from a D.C. court paves the way for work to resume on the nearly completed project. Connecticut and Rhode Island sued when the administration attempted to put a halt to the work last August. Work was again suspended last month before this latest ruling. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says there have been more than 2,000 immigration arrests in Minnesota in the last month. Correspondent Nicole Skanga reports. Since the death of Renee Good last week, the presence of ICE has community members concerned.
Around the country, hundreds of anti-ICE demonstrations demanded accountability.
This could have been us. This could have been our street, our neighborhood.
With tensions so high in Minneapolis, public schools are offering remote learning for the next month for children who might feel unsafe venturing out.
New Haven Board of Education will vote tonight on a new 3-year deal for its teachers. The union approved the deal last Friday, avoiding arbitration. New Haven Federation of Teachers President Leslie Blatto says her members stepped up during a tough negotiation.
Our incredible members, they rose to the challenge, showing up to union meetings, Board of Education meetings, rallies and actions, engaging in the crucial work of lobbying our leaders so that our voices can be heard.
Contract includes a 13.5% raise over 3 years, changes to class size restrictions, and more teacher prep days. Mayor Justin Elliker says New Haven teachers go above and beyond with limited resources and that the state should reset its school funding formula. Windsor man's in the hospital after his dog apparently turned on him over the weekend. Police say they were called to a home on River Street. When they arrived, they found the dog near the victim, who'd been bitten multiple times.
Talk 10.
When they arrived, they found the dog near the victim had been bitten about the body. They were able to secure the canine, a pit bull. Police say it had a history of aggressiveness, according to the victim, who was treated for bite marks and lacerations. The state is releasing $2.6 million in funding to increase its call capacity for 211. The line operated by the United Way is used to direct those in need of assistance, be it housing, food, or other essential services. Lisa Tepper Bates is president and CEO of the United Way of Connecticut.
That's what this will help us do, is to get to people faster. We know sometimes someone is calling on their lunch break. They have to go back and man the counter. They can't wait. And if we call them back, we may or may not get them, right? Because they're working. They're trying to earn a living. So it's really important that we're able to answer every call as fast as possible.
United Way officials say they receive, on average, about 10,000 calls per week. The funding will go toward hiring additional call staff. In addition, Governor Lamont is directing $6.8 million toward services for homeless prevention and response. Future of the Affordable Care Act subsidies, it's in the air after the House voted for a 3-year extension last week.
Those subsidies have already expired. Premiums have already risen for those on the exchanges and, quite frankly, around the healthcare system. But there is a group of bipartisan senators working with House members to come up with something that could pass both chambers, and that's the key here.
That's correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns. The Senate has yet to schedule a vote. Wall Street, the Dow gained 86 points today. The Nasdaq was up 62, and the S&P picked up 10 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Welcome to the most wonderful time of the year, when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, scream in terror, and start looking for new ways to save money. If that's you, why not cut your wireless bill in half with a saver plan from Pure Talk? You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast 5G network for just $20 a month. Ho, ho, ho. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you switch in minutes. Again, talk, text, and data for just $20 a month.
The new year means new resolutions, not just for your body, but for your finances as well. Did you know that financial health is directly related to your identity protection? This is why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back. Resolve to make your identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Terms apply. like.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We've got plenty. I got plenty of music news for you today. I heard, I don't even know how it happened, but they saw this woman perform at New Year's Rockin' Eve. Mariah Carey got another gig after that stale performance on New Year's night. She's apparently going to be kicking off the Winter Olympics this year in 2026. They gave her another gig. I don't know how it happened, but there she is. Also, I want to commemorate a guy who I love, maybe not the Iggy Stardust years, but I did. I was a big fan of his. David Bowie. January 10th marked the 10th anniversary of his passing in 2016. Of course, David Bowie died then, born in 1947. I love David Bowie. There's only one song ever been done that is better than David Bowie's version, and that is the song that Nirvana did on Unplugged. We'll get into that another time. That was fantastic. Now, this is news that everybody is going to love because it's weird and it contrasts, as it were. Motley Crue announces its 2026 anniversary tour. The rock band Motley Crue has revealed a massive North American stadium tour for this year, celebrating its 45th anniversary and the 20th anniversary of their Carnival of Sins tour, produced by Live Nation, and that kicks off very soon. In contrast to that, a Tamer group is also celebrating its 25th anniversary, none other than Train and its Drops of Jupiter album. It's a pop rock band you might be familiar with. They're not as successful as Nickelback, but they are just as corny. I know people like Nickelback. They are incredibly successful, but the hell if they're not corny. So in contrast, so you have Motley Crue or you have Train. Whatever one tickles your fancy, you should go check them out. I will say Motley Crue was a damn good band. And was it Dr. Feelgood? Is that the name of the track? I love that track. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Motley Crue or Train for you?
Oh, yeah, I don't like either of them.
Of course not.
That's not an easy choice.
Okay, how about David Bowie? David Bowie?
Bowie
Bowie guy, do you have a Bowie?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a great Bowie song or album that's your favorite?
You know, my favorite song from him, and it's goes back to 1969.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
1969, and of course, being old, I can't remember the name of this song now. But Space Oddity was my favorite.
Oh, really?
Bowie.
Okay.
Love that song.
No Ground Control of Major Tom, none of that?
That's it.
That's the one, right?
That's
Okay.
Space Oddity.
Yeah, that's Space Oddity. Okay, so that's pretty popular. I'm not going to do,
engines and mega.
Let me tell you something. You know, I said earlier that Nirvana.
This is scary.
The
right
bass,
here.
the bass is amazing.
Trombone.
You know, I just said something untrue. I said that Nirvana does probably does the only great revision of a David Bowie song.
Which one?
Goodness gracious, The Man Who Ruled the World, or Man Who Stole the World. I think that's the name of the song.
Okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. There is somebody else who does a revision of a David Bowie song, and that one you just played, Space Odyssey, the one done by Captain Kirk himself.
Wow, perfect. That's perfect.
Captain Kirk does ground control. Well, it's ground control of Major Tom.
You're kidding.
Yes, it was at the 1980-something sci-fi awards.
So you're telling me William Shatner sang a remake of that song?
Ground Control to Major Tom. It's either that one. No, it's Rocket Man is what he does. I got it wrong.
Okay,
he
that's
does Rocket Man.
That's Elton John.
That's right. He does Elton John.
Okay.
I totally screwed that up. But
William Shatner's amazing. This guy's 94 years old and he's still got it together. I mean, He's doing great.
He made a deal with the devil.
Did he really? Okay. I don't know what he's doing, but man, the guy's 94 years old.
I totally thought that he did Ground Control to Major Tom. I don't know why I thought that.
Rocket Man from
Elton John. Nonetheless, it's still one of the best renditions of a song I've ever heard.
I'm going to check that out. Well, that's cool. Good stuff.
You got it, man.
Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese westbound 84 is tied up from the tunnel out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound slowing 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. If you are traveling on the southbound side of I-91, look out for an accident now right on the Middletown-Meriden line between exit 20 and 19. You get an accident taking out at least one lane there, and delays are pushing back, almost back to exit 21 in Cromwell behind that. If you are traveling into the Middletown area, that looks good. Waterbury, slight slowdown, 84 westbound, 26 up to 25. And 95 South New Haven slowing 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 37. Sunshine tomorrow, give way to increasing clouds at the afternoon. It will become breezy, a high of 43. Then mostly cloudy tomorrow night, not as chilly as tonight. Could be a little rain late at night, low tomorrow night 35. Intermittent rain on Wednesday, high 43. Colder weather returns Thursday. There could be some snow and rain showers. And a high of 38. It's down 37 degrees in Manchester. It's 38 in Berlin and 40 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. It's winter, and we need to keep our crews busy, so ask us about our winter specials. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. We'll get to your phone calls in a quick second, so stand by for that. We'll talk about our guest, Linda Sinkowitz from FightVoterFraud.org. I really want to get into this because I've been dying to. Linda and I were talking about this behind the scenes. You may have heard at the top of the hour that Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, is now talking about the possibility of an indictment coming his way because of mismanagement. And as I tell you folks all the time, I listen to people and I pay attention. I don't get emotional. I just listen. And I come up with an assessment after I'm done. And something was odd here, especially coming from Jerome Powell. Why would he put out this statement? Why would he film this? This is unheard of for the Fed chair to do this. I don't think I've ever seen a public address by a Fed chair since Alan Greenspan. And I go that far back. But here's his statement.
Good evening. On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy. No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings. It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public.
Then why didn't they sue him for that? Why isn't that what the charge is? They sent federal subpoenas about their spending habits. Why would it be about something else, Jerome Powell? And why would you be discussing that publicly, telling everybody what it's really about? Because there has been no charges that have been levied towards him or anyone else at the Fed at all. They believe that there's some mismanagement going on there. And getting these subpoenas, which again, there's no threat. You are now telling everyone that this is a threat of something else. You setting interest rates or not setting them as they would, pertaining to the president or where the president would like them. This is nothing more than a retaliation. You believe in the rule of law. You don't believe that anyone is above the law. No one has charged you with anything. There has been no indictment. But you seem to know full well that an indictment is coming, and you will indeed be charged. But you've not been accused of the thing that you say that this is about. Let me tell you what's really going on with Jerome Powell here. He believes that public opinion and public sentiment will get him cover in the press. But I got to ask you folks, how long have you wanted someone to put a microscope of the patootie of the Fed? Haven't you all said that? No matter where you are, especially folks on the left, even the little libertarian folks. Huh? Rand Paul? Huh? Huh? How many people have said that the Fed has always been corrupt? You know, they're not a government entity, but they sure can spell a lot of government money. They can spend a hell of a lot of government money. And here's Jerome Powell coming out, going after the President of the United States. Why? Because it's popular to make this a partisan issue about the president going after him. That's how he's trying to get cover.
Rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation. I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people. Thank you.
Again, unheard of for a guy to put out a statement like that, especially as public as that, and then make it about the president, suggesting that he is now a political enemy of the president of the United States. That was only made to so divide and to actually create a public sort of back and forth in the news media. It will be on CNN. It will be on MSNBC. They will come to the rescue of the Fed chair, as they do, because, again, the enemy of them all is Donald Trump. Usual case. Let's get back to the phones. Jerry is in Stratford. Hello, sir.
Reese, I got to tell you, I thought I was listening to Merrick Garland there. When the Fed, I swear, when he used that same phrase, without fear or favor, I do my job without any political influence.
My friend, you were so right. I didn't think of that, but you were so right now.
I'm calling about our old friend Ilya and Omar, but a quick mention at the news break, you had the New Haven Teachers Union head congratulating the New Haven Teachers Unions for coming out and fighting hard for what they believe in, namely higher wages for less work. So, hooray for the New Haven Teachers Unions for getting a 13 or 14% raise and smaller class size, i.e., easier work and more teachers on the payroll.
Isn't that crazy? And guess what? And for worse work product than they did the year before.
Oh, of course. Apparently, many of our fellow citizens don't know that teachers' unions are not child advocates. They're not education advocates. They're certainly not taxpayer advocates.
That's right.
They exist to get the most amount of money for the least amount of work they possibly can. And that's not illegal, but it's unfortunate that many people don't understand that they think that the National Education Association fights for education. No, it fights for money.
You know
Your
what?
money.
Give me a quick second. I'm going to see. I got to see this because you know what? You bring this up. I have to keep this video. I have to keep this video.
Give me enough time to get to Omar, though. But get what you got to get. But the Omar point, I think, is important.
Okay. The reason why is because you said that thing about the what's the name? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, about the teachers union. Now I have to find that audio of the general counsel of the National Association of Teachers who made that claim, talking about we are not here about children. We're about how much money that we have as a lobbying group towards politicians. So I have that audio. But go ahead. What's your Ilhan Omar point?
Look, a lot of people mock her, and fairly so, for this issue of whether she married her brother.
Right.
That's not the Omar family connection we need to be aware of. She made a threat today about we are going to make sure these people pay for what they have done to us.
That's right.
And I don't think she means shooting that lady. I think she means exposing our fraud.
That's right.
Why people should be concerned and take her seriously is, and this is the family issue not covered, is her father has been credibly accused of committing genocide in Somalia against I think it's called the Yazidi people. There's a group of people in Somalia that were being butchered, and he was like the second in command under the leader in charge doing the butchering. And that is, so she very well might have a bloodthirsty streak within her. This could be more than just rhetoric. And I think it's long past due that even though her father has now died, that people need. So the story is, she was a refugee and came over here and did well for herself. No, she may have been the one going into the refugee camps to identify who to kill. So I think it's really important that there be a focus on what her father is credibly accused of doing, and saying, do we really want the daughter of a genocidal maniac who I'm sure the people he killed were Muslims. Is that the sort of person we want in this country?
It's a good point.
Would you bring the daughter of Stalin in or something like that? So,
would you bring the daughter of Stalin in? Yeah, I agree. I totally agree there. I would say that lineage would give us a little pause, 100%.
So with Minnesota. All right, so people argue that obviously the Minnesota cops had a role in the death of George Floyd, but the Minnesota cops also had a death in this what's her name, Mrs. Good, because what you don't see in all these videos, you don't see any Minneapolis police enforcing laws against harassment, against stalking.
Isn't that interesting? You know what? Look, it was my exact point in the Hartford protest at the ICE facility last week. Roseanne got that footage of what was going on with this so-called hit and run, as the mayor called it, right? She's getting that footage. You have people who are in front of vehicles in regular traffic. They're not on the property of ICE. They're on regular traffic that Hartford police is supposed to maintain, right? They're supposed to patrol. So if it's happening in the city streets, if it is a crime, or if it is something that, of course, puts people in danger, the police department is supposed to intervene with the general public, not with ICE agents. They don't assist them. But if regular citizens that they have sworn to protect are in harm's way, they have to get them and even remove them because they're a danger to themselves. So when this guy is pushing the vehicle and he drops on the floor, to Roseanne's right, when she's filming this, are 4 to 5 officers who do nothing.
Well, that is the problem that we're seeing, that Blue City and Blue State Police refuse to enforce the law if the target of the lawlessness is viewed as either an ICE agent doing their job of enforcing existing federal law, or anyone who may be in support of them, or at least not stand in opposition to them. So I think the Minneapolis police, by allowing harassment and stalking and cutting people off in traffic and blocking their vehicles to occur, contributed to, had they stopped this behavior, that lady may very well be alive.
That's right, because she's not just impeding traffic of the officers or the federal officers, she's impeding traffic for everyone on the roads.
Here's the big picture, though, and that is that for some people they haven't drawn the connection, and a lot of people have. Why do blue state governors, mayors, why are they all opposed to what ICE is doing? In fact, not only don't they support it, but they go out and they incite riots. And the reason is, when your ideas are basically communistic property confiscation, women and men's sports, and promoting race hate and anti-Semitism, it's hard to win elections. So every one of those Biden illegals is a future Democrat voter, one who will have generational loyalty to the party. That's why they're fighting deportation.
Jerry, I gotta go because I gotta get the weather and traffic, but you are 100% right. They are what I always called undocumented Democrats, my friend. That's exactly their role. Thank you, buddy. Let's take a break. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound side of I-91, you're going to see some slow traffic as you push down at 32A and B. And then you'll see some more sluggish traffic, 23 in Rocky Hill down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Back in some heavy stuff now. We have an accident between 20 and 19. That puts it on the Middletown-Meriden line. At least one lane blocked there. Delays are pushing back toward exit 21 behind that. If you are on the westbound side of 84, delays East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound's looking good. Farmington out into Vernon. No problems 2 eastbound into Glastonbury. Quiet Middletown. Waterbury a little slow. 84 westbound at the Mixmaster. South 95 New Haven slowing 44 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy the rest of today and breezy at times with the high in the low and mid-40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing cloudiness and becoming breezy in the afternoon at high 43. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a little rain late at night. We'll stay above freezing, low tomorrow night 35. Considerable cloudiness Wednesday with intermittent rain at a high once again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with a little snow and rain at times. There is potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon and at night, depending upon the track of a coastal storm. Thursday's high 38 and a lot colder Thursday night with the low of 17. Breezy and cold on Friday, turning out partly sunny with a high of 29, feeling colder with the wind. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 20. Not as cold as we start the weekend Saturday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the afternoon high up to 39 and well into the 30s again on Sunday. More clouds than sun. Sunday's high reaching 36. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC News Update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is pushing back after word over the weekend the central bank has been served with subpoenas and threatened with an indictment, ostensibly for cost overruns on building renovations. But Powell says it's the administration's response to the Fed's actions on interest rates. One person's in the hospital following a weekend shooting in Bristol. Police dispatched to an area of Main Street on Sunday. They interviewed a person at a local hospital being treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The city is mourning the loss of one of its own, fire equipment technician Jason J. Kelly. A statement from the Bristol mayor's office says Kelly died unexpectedly on Saturday. Arrangements have not yet been announced. President Trump says Iran wants to negotiate with the U.S. after his threat to strike the country over its crackdown on protesters. Activists say the death toll in the demonstration has risen into the hundreds. Iran has not yet responded to the president's comments. Paramount Skydance taking another step in its hostile takeover bid of Warner Brothers Discovery, saying it will name its own slate of directors before the next shareholder meeting of the studio. Paramount also filed a suit in Delaware seeking to compel Warner Brothers to disclose to shareholders how it values its bid and the competing offer from Netflix. Figure skater Max Naumov, native of Simsbury, has made the U.S. Olympic figure skating team. Comes a year after his parents were killed aboard a plane that collided with a helicopter over the Potomac in Washington, D.C. Wall Street, the Dow gained 86 points today. The Nasdaq was up 62, and the S&P picked up 10 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
We'll get to the phone calls again in a second as we get ready to wrap up the program. But if you want to check out my conversation with Linda Sinkowitz of FightVoterFraud.org, all you have to do is download the Odyssey app, or you can go to WTIC.com or wherever it is you get your podcast. And don't forget my site, which is very, very important to me, ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. You can always find the show there and a whole bunch of other content. We just put up some new pictures there as well. We have Nutmegger Blues. If you want to listen to the song, you can go there and share it. We've got also the commercials that we're doing. Also, I want to take this time to do some programming notes. This week, we've got Erin Stewart starting off the show at 2 o'clock tomorrow because it's the earliest or the latest that she could get here. So she'll be here at the beginning of the show. We'll talk to her for about an hour about everything that's going on in and around the country, and, of course, with her campaign. Also, we'll even talk to her about our little efforts to unseat the incumbent Governor Lamont as well. And let me see. Other than that, I might have Chris Powell on the program as well. I'm going to talk to him a bit. Chris Powell is a good friend of the show, and I'm texting him now to tell him to check his email because he needs to look at that information. He has got an article today that just came over the wire. Mayor panders to the mob, inviting more insurrection, he writes. So I just sent him the video that Roseanne took at the so-called vigil at the Federal Building in Hartford that was supposed to be a vigil for Renee Good. And so I want him to see that as well. We also know the governor's office has forwarded that video to the mayor's office. We'll see if we can get a statement or if not. We'll talk about that as well. I know there was somebody else that we've got coming to the program this week, or at least I think it's this week. And life of me, I can't seem to remember. No, I got to call Kim today. And, and of course, we've got the live show that's going to be at Between Rounds on Friday. So, wow, we do have a busy week. Between Rounds on Friday, that's from 2 to 6. But we'll be there a couple of hours earlier. Myself, Roseanne, will be there. Also, the Connecticut Food Share will be there as well. Earlier at the top of the hour, I talked about Motley Crue having its anniversary, 45th anniversary, coming up. And Jason says that I saw Motley Crue in Hartford on the Shout at the Devil tour, and he said that it sucked. He did not like it. He said that he saw them also in, I guess it was Ozzy Fest or Ozfest, and he said that he did not enjoy them. I can see that. I've had a lot of bands that I've seen live that was straight garbage. Roland, have you ever seen anybody live that was not, like, you felt like you wasted your money after you went to go see them? No, really? You enjoyed everybody you saw? You never had a band that you went to go see and you thought they were straight garbage?
I've never went to see a band before, to be honest.
Oh, you've never seen a band? Okay, well, even a rap group.
An artist, like a R&B artist. It's all songs that you like. You know what? No, you know what?
Okay, you're thinking of one.
A rapper I did see that was
straight garbage?
Yeah, Fabulous.
Really? Fabolous?
He is not good in concert.
Fabolous was bad in concert?
He is not good. And I went to 2 different ones, and that's because I was working for the station. So, but yeah, he's not a entertainer.
Yeah, not charismatic, right?
At all.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, I will tell you when we come back, I'll tell you about a great concert I went to, and he wasn't even a headliner. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Best concert ever, Mark, that you went to. Actually, worst concert ever.
Worst concert
Like
ever.
a concert you went to, and the band was straight garbage, and you were like, what did I pay for?
You know what? Honestly, I can't say I went because I don't go to many concerts. I go to the bands that I really, really like.
Okay, so you've never been disappointed because you're so selective.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, because I just don't go to that many. I just go to bands that I really like.
Yeah, see, I wish I was more like that.
Yeah, I'd have to say Prince was probably the best concert I've ever went to.
You went to Prince at what heyday of the Prince era? Like Prince of the Revolution or Prince of the New Power generation? I feel like you went to New Power.
Yeah, no, this was probably late 90s. Okay. It was in Boston.
Okay, so he's beyond the New Power generation.
Yeah, it was beyond that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he was Symbol at that point. There were so many iterations of Prince.
It's Glyph. That's the name of the darn thing.
Is that what it is?
It's
okay.
called a Glyph or something. I knew some people who worked with him, and they kept calling him the artist. The artist.
I mean, that guy, he just blew me away. It was
I can imagine.
I mean, like 2.5 hours, just hit after hit after hit. And then, the guy, the way he was such a great musician also.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking about all the songs he wrote for other people. You
Yeah.
just go, this guy.
Who opened for him? Do you remember?
Oh, no.
I would
God.
hate to be that guy.
Yeah, right.
So you don't even remember him.
Yeah. Yeah, people are walking in and they're like, what's this noise? It's like, what's this all about? Get him off the stage, or her. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. If you're traveling 91 southbound, look for delays now as you move down Middletown into Meriden. We have an accident between 20 and 19. Delays are back to 21 in Cromwell behind that. If you are traveling toward Waterbury, 84 westbound, just a little slow approaching the Mixmaster. South 95 New Haven, a little tight, 44 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight, low 27. Tomorrow, sunshine giving way to increasing clouds of the afternoon. It'll become somewhat breezy. A high of 43. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. A little late night rain will stay above freezing. A low tomorrow night of 35. A little rain on occasion on Wednesday. Mostly cloudy with a high again of 43. Cloudy and colder on Thursday with snow and rain showers. High 38. And there is potential for enough snow to cause slippery spots come Thursday night as it continues to turn colder. Right now it is 37 degrees in Plainville. It's 38 in Farmington and 40 at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
We know that you want the best for your child. That's why you can trust our expert pediatric dentists here at Columbia Dental, who are trained to meet and handle your child's unique dental needs. Call Columbia Dental at 860-645-0111.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Hey y'all, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, folks, we are almost out of here this Monday. We will be back tomorrow going strong. As I said, Mayor Erin Stewart will be here on the program beginning at 2 p.m. She'll be here until 3. We'll have a wide-ranging conversation with her. When she gets here, we'll talk about anything and everything going on with her campaign. I guess with, current events and everything else that's going on. I understand that her communications person, Rachel, had a baby boy. Rachel, I'm not hoping that you're here, but I would love to see you just to say congratulations and wish you well. But if you stay home and you're at home with the baby, and if you're listening, I just want to say congratulations to you and your husband, and I hope you have a strong and healthy young man in the coming years who doesn't grow up like every other teenager to despise you and be embarrassed by you. I hope you have good luck. That's all I'm saying. Let's get to the phones. My good friend Kim is in Connecticut. How we doing, ma'am?
I'm doing fine. Thanks, Reese. I did want to talk about Powell, Jerome Powell, but I do want to say one thing. I remember hearing before Barack Obama came into office on your very station, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that a group of people had flew in from Chicago, were pouring over all the major towns like Hartford, New Britain, New Haven, pouring over their election rolls or voter rolls.
Right.
They were analyzing it and securing the information, and there was not a peep about. No one ever mentioned anything about privacy concerns.
Exactly.
And as far as the story went, people talked about it on your station for days.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could figure out who gave the authority to do that. It did not have the weight of a presidential administration asking for this information.
Now this is before
2008.
This is before Obama takes power, and there are people in the state going over voter rolls and that information just being handed over. Everyone's talking about it, but no one even knows who set out the authority to do so.
Right. So that information was given to what everyone knew were a bunch of Democrat groups, okay? And nobody fought back. Nobody said any problem here. No concerns of privacy. So the precedent has been set.
Right.
Okay. Now, as far as Fed Powell goes, I just want to tell you, Fed Powell, if you don't know, and most of the Feds have been globalists.
Okay, yeah.
They do not represent the United States. It's a private bank.
Right.
Okay. Supposedly we have oversight, but we really don't on it. And I would say international banks have more oversight over what happens in the Fed than we do. So here's the thing. He's talking today, fighting back because it's unprecedented. You know what's unprecedented? The poison pill that Jerome Powell pulled in the last few weeks. Supposedly, there's Fed governors. There's about 19 of them.
Yes.
Well, 11 were last month or a month and a half ago. By the way, Malpass was the head of the World Bank, and he actually outed this a few weeks ago. He said that Jerome Powell arranged to have 11 of the 19 governors, Fed governors, changed or renewed them for the next 5 years to make sure that Trump could not get his people in. So this is a poison pill. This is dirty tricks.
Right.
That unprecedented. It was supposedly should have happened in March, but it didn't because Jerome Powell's going to be out soon. So he arranged to have this done so that no matter what Trump wanted to do,
right, he's going to sabotage. He's going to sabotage. Well, in essence, what he's trying to do is sabotage any sort of gains by the administration by keeping those governors in there and sort of pulling that plug, if you will, right before he is out, because he knows he's out. In essence, he's got somebody standing, in other words, in the background, still doing his bidding.
Right. Jerome Powell has his people in there, and he renewed it. They would have been gone by March. With Trump there, would have been able to say his people. And right along, no matter what happened, and Trump was very vocal about what needed to be happening to get the economy back on a fair footing.
Yeah.
And he was dragging his heels. He wouldn't lower the rates. If he did, it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dirty tricks behind the scene, and if you look into it, you'll find out it was much more than what he did with the governors. But all of this is part of one. This tells you that Trump is doing most of the right things. I can't say he's doing everything right.
Yeah.
He's still subject to some people who are really not working with him, but pretending they are.
Right.
But if you look at all the judges, all the media, if you look at the front groups, the NGOs, the nonprofits, the intelligence community, the FBI, CIA, who can do great damage to the country and have been for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They've been working not on our agenda. And you have to think of the American citizen as really, as Steve Bannon calls us, we're indentured servants. We really don't have the power that we should have as citizens, and we're funding all this stuff that benefits everyone else. All these people who are fighting back, they are making money that we don't even see.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something, Kim, because you mentioned the NGOs, right?
Yep.
And of course, I had Linda on. Are you familiar with Linda Sinkowitz by any chance?
You know what? I had heard her one time, I think maybe on your station,
Okay.
right? Then I started watching Real America's Voice, and Steve Bannon has his war room there.
Yeah.
And he has her on, and he only has the best quality top experts
Yes,
in the
he
field.
does.
So I have to commend you and your station for getting Linda Sinkowitz.
Hey, that's just me. Not just nothing against the station. That's all me. But let me say
very
this.
good.
By the way, follow her. But you mentioned something I want to tug at with you. Do you think, and how much of a role do you think the NGOs are playing in illegals voting in our elections?
Huge amount. And in fact, I used to call your station up in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and everyone used to say, "Oh, who's George Soros?" And I used to out all the stuff. That's where I became familiar with NGOs, non-governmental, and I knew. And one of your hosts started to argue with me. Oh, the church is an NGO. No, okay. You have to. There's some weird churches too. Okay?
Right.
But there's UN. There's a group of UN ones.
Yes.
Think of this, American citizen. You have been played. You are a mark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a scam. And don't rely on Democrats versus Republicans. 100% of the Democrat Party has been taken for internationalist globalist use, okay?
Of course.
And a good part, maybe 70-something% or 75% of the Republicans. That's why they say it's the uniparty.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we never get ahead because they've always got something in there.
It's funny because Kim, I watch these people who start off with like these very, very strong conservative values, talk about getting to the bottom of the fraud, getting to the bottom of the in-house, the pay-to-play nonsense. And then all of a sudden, they turn out to be exactly the opposite of what they set out. Dare I say, Mr. Crenshaw?
Yes.
Boy, did he pull the wool over me.
Wait, was that the one with the patch over his eye?
Yes.
Oh, yes, exactly. I knew it well. Alex Jones, who's been very quick to pick up on who's a fraud. And by the way, people used to laugh at Alex Jones, but let me tell you, the heavyweights in the Republican MAGA movement, like say Tucker Carlson and Bannon and Rogan, they knew that long time ago Alex Jones was laughed at, but Alex Jones knew all of this decades ago.
Yeah, and it's not been like a broken clock to write twice a day. You know what I mean? It's like it's been has it been off the beaten path sometimes? Absolutely, but he's calmed himself a great deal to that. And look, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hate him, but I sit up there and go, you can hate the messenger all you want. It doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to it when it's verifiably true. So I commend you. Look, I commend you as a lot of other people do. Like I said, hate him all you want. I am not going to let the information pass me by because I'm concerned about the credibility, if not, for that matter, the choices of that individual in an issue that has nothing to do with or holds no bearing today. So it's a good point that you brought him up. And I told people, I make the argument that I don't care what you say, that he is nothing more than an opportunity for people to allow you to censor you. Because once you allow censorship of him, you can make no argument when they censor someone else. And that's the point.
Right.
As I always have.
If we don't get on top of this, we are going to be, I don't know what to say about it. We would be slaves for the rest of our life. These people gain everything, including our freedoms.
Yeah, that's it.
There's always a scam. The media's been taken. The judges have been taken, the judicial system. A lot of our senators, a lot of our congressmen have been taken. there's very few senators that I now think are good. Rand Paul, of course, and Hawley, and I don't know. I don't trust a lot of them.
I don't either. I'm very, very cautious now, and now and again. And it, as I watch these Republicans do what's fashionable or the thing that gets them high praise on MSNBC or MS Now, for that matter, I always say these people care more about their own hides than they do about the American people.
They do.
Yeah.
And here's one last thing that people need to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The people years ago tried to stop a central bank coming in, and great presidents did, like Jefferson tried to stop it, and so did Andrew Jackson. Okay, got rid of it. And it came back because the central bank does not work for you. It works for the Swiss, German, Jewish banks in Europe. That's where the money goes. And they arrange things, profitable things like wars, like pandemics, okay?
Yeah.
And the media
These all
is
suit
bought
their
and
higher
paid
interests.
for.
They suit
Yeah,
their
and
higher
we think,
interests.
As Fallon said, knowledge is power. And they get us to believe what's going on because we think news is true, and it's not true. A lot of it is created.
Yeah, it's so true. You're 100% on point. That's why I try to keep emphasizing here on the show. Kim, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me, be verbal here.
Kim, come on. I like you over here. Don't worry about that. I got you. You got it. Kim has always been controversial. Even got me in a little bit of trouble. Not a lot of trouble, but a little bit of trouble. But it was good trouble, as they like to say on the left. It was good trouble. And I like Kim. I remember somebody told me not too long ago that Kim wasn't a fan of mine. I tend not that I even care that she's a fan. I don't like the terminology, but I like the fact that she supports the show. That goes a million miles for me to support the show. Don't need you to be a fan, but I do need you to support the show. So don't forget, always go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. Like I said, some new photos up there. The show's up there. And a bunch of other content, Nutmegger Blues, of course, the Lamont commercials, so you can share them with your friends, get them all out there. Like I said, make them go viral. You want this state to change? Well, here's your opportunity. All right, we're going to take we're not take a break. We're going to get the hell up out of here. That's the end of the show. I didn't even realize we were close. Damn, this day went by too fast. I'm so mad now. It's already going on 6 o'clock. What am I going to do with the rest of my day? Chillax. Oh, that's right. There's football tonight. You know what? Boom. I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to the stadium. I'm going to go watch the game there. Go hang out with Dana. That'll be fun. It's time to get up out of here. Don't forget, tomorrow, Erin Stewart, top of the show at 2 o'clock. She will be here. She's going to hang out for an hour. We'll talk to her. And, that'll be it. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a good night, a pleasant tomorrow. Drive safe, and one guide is going to help you do it. He's Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night, Reese. Thank you. And if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91's a little slow at 32 A and B. Westbound 84, just a brief slowdown, 48 to 47. Westbound 84 downtown. If you're heading in